Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto is the reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for Part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. Today started out for Naruto as any other of his past 4 birthdays. First, he woke up to being forced out of bed, made to be outside and refused back in. Then when he went to buy food had been attacked with rotten vegetables, and finally chased and attacked when people finally had enough liquid courage. You see, Naruto was an orphan. His parents died in the attack and left him when he was just barely a couple hours old. The hag that ran the orphanage was never really nice to Naruto, or any of the children really, but since she lost her husband in the Kyuubi attack, she seemed to enjoy watching him suffer. He would be blamed for any little thing that went wrong and be punished severely. Another kid broke a plate, punished Naruto by taking food privileges for the day for clearly causing something evil to happen to the plate. Oh, a kid tripped and fell on a stick, take Naruto's bed privileges. So, when she made some lame excuse of while he had to stay outside for until tomorrow morning, Naruto never really questioned or complained. So here he was running for his life away from angry civilians and ex-shinobi. Naruto, for all people thought of him, was not a dumb kid. He had long figured out that he was the jailer of the Kyuubi, mainly due to one of the few people adopting people mutter how they would never adopt the fox demon brat. So, when faced with almost sure death if caught, Naruto did what any kid would do, he tried to hide. Unfortunately, being only 5 years old made him slower than the adults chasing him, which led him to trying to hide in a dead end. As he rounded the corner into the alley with the villagers chasing after him, Naruto ran right into a wall. Scared as he saw people slowly gather at the entrance of the alley, Naruto tried to plead, saying, "Please, I didn't do anything, please don't hurt me." Terrified as he saw 15 people slowly approach him with kunai and metal pipes yelling, "This is for my family that I will never see again, you demon, or we will protect this village from before you can rampage and kill everyone, you fox." As the first person ran at him with metal pipe in hand, Naruto tried to defend himself but failed due to the strength of the adult. The metal pipe was swung at his head in an attempt to take it off, but due to him trying to block it, broke both of his forearms and knocked him unconscious. Naruto thought for sure he was dead. Not only did he wake up in a sewer like that made it seem like someone was being tortured, he also didn't feel any pain from the hit he just took. Looking around, Naruto noticed that the pipes of the would-be sewers were all coming from one area where a defining red glow was emanating from. Figure out what to do next, Naruto slowly approached the glowing red light. Slowly he rounded the corner to find a giant open area with a giant cage in the middle. "So, my jailer has finally come to see me. Well, tough luck, Brad, I am not helping you more than this blasted seal forces me to," Naruto heard as a deep booming voice caused the very air around him to push him down, landing on his back. "Hey, I don't even know who you are. What do you mean, jailer? Aren't we dead? Is this hell? Did I really do something bad that caused me to come here like the villagers said I did? Please give me answers," Naruto yelled and pleaded to the voice as he got up and approached the cage. Knowing he was the Kyuubi jailer didn't make sense, seeing how he would end up in hell. "Ha ha! Did you really think you would die so easily? Did you think I would allow such a thing to happen without me causing it? No, you're not dead yet. I will not be known as the Kyuubi if I let some pathetically weak human die while I can make you stronger so I can take your body." Naruto pondered that for a minute. So this is the Kyuubi. So that means I am in some kind of seal. Only question is, why did this happen? So you are the Kyuubi, then can you tell me how you came to be inside me? Fine, but if you interrupt me I will eat you and take over. Come closer, I am not going to keep speaking on this without you in front of me. The Kyuubi then proceeded to explain everything. How it was sealed in his mother, and how he was released and forced to attack the village by a masked man with a Sharingan. When it finally came to his father was finally sealing into him, and how he will eventually need it, and will be released. After this, Naruto thought about everything, how no one wanted him, how even if he pushed himself he might be able to live a stronger, but at what cost. Then he thought, why even bother if I am going eventually release the Kyuubi anyways, he might as well make a deal. So I have deal with you. If you promise not to attack the village, I will release you now. I mean, you are the first person that gave me any information on my life. So just don't let my parents' sacrifice go in vain. I mean, after all, it wasn't like you want to be sealed it. It wouldn't be fair to keep you locked up." Kyuubi was shocked. Not only was this barely old enough to be considered a kid, he was also giving the very thing he wished. Maybe its father isn't wrong. Maybe, just maybe, there was a chance to work with him. "Kid, maybe you shouldn't remove it completely. You might be the only one that will be able to inherit my father's will." Maybe the Kyuubi isn't so bad. Smiling widely, "Well, I guess we are friends now. So, what is your name? It can't be the Kyuubi, right?" asked Naruto as he slowly moved up to the seal itself. "Also, can I do anything to make your environment better?" Well, I know this is technically just your chakra network, so you should be able to change it. I guess you can call me Kurama. Kurama said as Naruto moved up to the seal. As Naruto went to grab the seal, his hand slowly took a piece of it off. Right after he peeled some back to allow the Kyuubi's chakra to flow smoothly, a message box appeared, confusing him completely. Congrats on completing quest, Sage of the Six Paths successor. You have become friends with Kurama and learned its name. You have successfully learned my secret will to unite not only the tailed beast but also humanity. This is the first step. You have unlocked Six Paths Destiny. Six Paths Destiny. Your path is now the change to whatever you decide. This unlocks the ability to see your abilities and stats. Stat points can be obtained by leveling up, rewards from quests, or training a certain stat. Example: STR lifting weights, Dex running with weights and throwing items, Con maintaining healthy lifestyle, in reading up on subjects and understanding how things work, Wis working on your senses and analyze the information you learn of things. Luke cannot be trained, either you are born lucky or you aren't. Note: stats cannot be changed once you place your stats. HP hit points. This is amount of damage you can take before you will die. This stat is based on feats, and con stat x 50 plus 100 x LVL. CP chakra points. This is amount of abilities such as jutsus you can take before you will become exhausted. This stat is based on feats, and in stat x 50 plus 100 x LVL. Fatigue. This is your gauge of how tired you truly are. Using skills, fighting, and training increases fatigue over time. At 50% you will suffer from exhaustion effects, 25% decrease to all regen, movement, and decision making, 25% impaired, and deal less damage, 30% less, with physical-based attacks. At 75% you will suffer from major exhaustion effects, 65% decrease to all regen, movement, and decision making, 65% impaired, and deal critically low damage, 75% less, with physical-based attacks. At 100% causes near-death feelings, do not push beyond or can permanently damage body, which can result in death, 99% decrease to all regen, movement, and decision making, 99% impaired, and deal no damage with physical-based attacks. How much you fatigue you gain is based on STRXCON/strain of task. Each action can or cannot cause fatigue. Fatigue mitigation: physical equals con x feet/1000, chakra equals int x feet/1000. LVL, level, is the way to determine your combined strength. Certain items, weapons, and armors require specific levels to equip. Each level gives a plus 5 stat points, 100. STR-strength, this will determine how strong you truly are. All things have some strength which allow you to lift and move objects. Some abilities, weapons, armor, and feats require this stat to a certain level to be used. DX, dexterity, this will determine how nimble and accurate you truly are in life. Dodging, how fast you run, how accurate you throw things, and how you manage your handling of advanced justice. Hidden stat AGI is determined by STR and Dex combined. Dex plus and plus, which allows you to process what you see through your eyes and ears, perceive quicker ***. Constitution, this will determine how healthy you truly are. This will allow you to take more damage, how well you can withstand poisons and diseases, how long you can do things, and how much you heal over time. HP stat and HP regen equals con x feet bonus /1000 x HP per second. In intelligence, this will determine how fast you can remember, understand, and perceive things around you. This will allow you learn jutsus, fighting styles, both taijutsu and weapons, and understanding of the chakra flow. CP stat and CP regen equals int x feet bonus /1000 x CP per second. Wisdom, this will determine your willpower, common sense, and your intuition of the world, everything around you. This will allow you to not be put under genjutsu, as easily perceive if you are being lied to, and how you understand money. Luck, this will determine what life has in store for you. This will determine drops, money you get from enemies, and how random rewards for completing quests. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 150 plus 1000 equals 1150, HP regen 2 horsepower. CP 150 plus 1000 equals 1150, CP regen 2 horsepower. Fatigue 0, mitigation physical 0.5, chakra 0.5. LVL 10/100. STR 1. Dex 1. Con 1. Int 1. Wis 1. Luke. Points remaining. 5 points can be placed into stats to increase. Feats, features. Uzumaki's heritage. Because of your mother's blood you have and finding out about her you have unlocked this feat. This feat allows you to use your mother's fighting style including her sword. This will also give you access to Uzumaki chains, Uzumaki might, Uzumaki Fuinjusta mastery. Kurama's Jinchuriki. Becoming a Jinchuriki allows you to understand chakra and product stronger than normal jutsu. This makes you immune to poison, disease, and chakra poison as long as you have Kurama's chakra. If Kurama is removed, your chakra networks will be destroyed and will most likely die. HP/CP/fatigue rate mitigation equals con x 500, HP and CP regen bonus equals con x 2000. Uzumaki might. This will have enhanced HP, SP, and CP due to having a bloodline that gives unyielding health and fortitude. Blood will heal others if placed on wounds or ingested. HP/CP/fatigue rate mitigation equals con x 500. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu mastery, Fuinjutsu or the art of seals. When making seals it will increase your chance of creating a perfect seal. A perfect seal is stronger and more efficient than normal seals. 10% chance, increases with practice and mastery. Six Paths Legacy. The Sage of the Six Paths gives title Sage of the Six Paths chosen successor. With this you can eventually absorb a portion of the other Bijou chakra to become a true successor. Understanding of chakra-based skills will gain experience and mastery faster. 10x experience needed to gain levels, certain requirements needed to unlock further parts of the feature. Fourth Hokage's Legacy/Heritage. Because of Minato Namikaze placed his seal with his chakra to hold the Kyuubi back inside his son, understanding of jutsu and fighting styles. In his time as he created jutsu based on Bijou fighting styles. Because his heritage was never truly known cannot find $% and ** heritage. This allows you to understand jutsu quicker and learn them efficiently. 1 out of 10 th experience needed to gain levels. Finding Minato's true last name will unlock features true name and true potential. Unbelieved luck. The god of fortune and good luck has smiled on you. Due to the rough beginning you are blessed with luck of the fortuna. This grants bearer unregisterable good luck. Higher drop chance, better outcomes in conversations, and better chance of earning money. Use wisely and do not abuse. Just because you are lucky now does not mean it cannot be reversed. Benton. Skills: Taijutsu, Fuinjutsu, Kenjutsu, Jutsu Genjutsu. Jutsu, chakra chains. This allows user to create chains that extends and binds target. These chains are considered can be broken with enough force. LVL 10.0100 CP to activate 20 CP per SEC. Inventory allows you to use interdimensional pocket. This pocket is infinite and cannot be stolen from. LVL max 0 CP to activate. Fuinjutsu. Taijutsu. Kenjutsu. Life. Production. Quests. These are objectives that will allow you to gain experience, gain rewards, and increase your standing with people and organizations. Some quests will require you to help people, find a treasure, defeat enemies, and or reach a certain level in a skills/total level. Daily quests. 1.to be overcome and become strong. This will become harder the stronger you become to balance ***. 2 kilometers run walk. 10 sit-ups. 10 push-ups. Channeling chakra for 10 minutes. Rewards, please choose 2 from the list below. Refresh body, recover all HP and CP, remove fatigue, cure any abnormal status effects. Gain +2 stats points. Random item, this item can be anything. Hope your luck is in your favor. +40 XP. Failure penalty. Failing to complete quest daily will result in reset of quest and penalty game played. Penalty game. This is a roulette-based game where none of the occurrences are good for you. Do try not to fail. Mandatory quests. These are quests that must be completed. Failure to do so normally results in death of self or multiple people around you. Do not worry though, the system is here to help. These will be your highest gains in rewards, experience, and standing with people and organizations. Because they are normally very rare occurrence, there is normally no time limit, and allows you gain help with quest. 1. Learn about the past. To learn about your heritage, the Kyuubi known as Kurama, the Sage of the Six Paths will, and become his successor. Rewards: unlock the Six Paths destiny. Completed. 2. Continue the path. Continue to unlock the powers of the Sage of the Six Paths. To complete this full unlock all powers from Six Paths Legacy and gain the trust of all Bijou. Rewards: unlock Six Paths powers, $# and N%#, and then $hashtag asterisk, dollar asterisk percent and caret dollar hashtag, and dollar and percent asterisk caret. Failure. Failure to complete will result in your death due to the legacy being lost. Karama removed and chakra network destroyed. Optional quests. There are quests that other people can give you and will help you with your status with said person or other people. These quests can appear at random and can give small rewards like reputation to epic rewards such as permanent stat boosts, titles, skills, and more. 1. Taking a leap upon awaking from inside mind. Talk to Hokage about what is learned. Do not give out info about the Six Paths legacy. Doing so can lead to failure of continue the path. Objective. Talk to Hokage about parents and Karama / the night it all happened. Rewards +10 rep with, +10 rep with, +10 rep with, +20 Sarutobi Hijiran. Failure. Do not talk to him about it / talk to him about the sage's legacy. Penalty. Quest cancelled if not talked to. If legacy announced, tread down a harder path full of danger and higher chance of death. Relationships. This is where it is tracked on how people feel about you. This will update based on quests completed or failed, interactions with a person or group, and achievements. While completing quests and raising relationships with people, it may have a negative interaction with others. Please be aware positive numbers mean they view you as an ally while negative numbers mean they view you as hostile and will attack you if conditions are met. Asterisk asterisk. 150/1000. Sarutobi Hijiran known and the third Hokage or the professor has come to visit you in orphanage. Your Gigi has been trying to watch over you side you were born +450/1000. +150/1000. +100/1000. Karama the Kyuubi who has dwelled within you since your first hours of life. +600/1000. Kanahigakure village separated into two factions, the shinobi clans and the civilian clans and people. With the shinobi clans you are considered a blessing and the people have faith in your father's seals. With the civilian clans and people some view you as a demon, or the Kyuubi reincarnated and fear you will destroy the village. Shinobi +300/1000 civilians 40/1000. Ambu military group. This group has been watching over you since you were a baby. They try to honor the third Hokage and fourth Hokage's will. +200/1000. Naruto was shocked. This was amazing. Not only would it allow him to grow strong, it also helped him with people. This would also help him understand why people would be afraid of him. Thinking logically about it, he would be afraid too. Not only did they see many people die, they didn't have the fourth there to stop it from happening again if the Kyuubi ever got released. Well, at least not until he became Hokage and showed everyone he would protect the village. Still, it was a good thing in the long run. This system would help with flaws and work towards progressing into the shinobi he wants to be. Looking at a different perspective and understand the reason. With the will to change how you are seeing. +1 wis. I guess this is what they mean doing a deep think and understanding one's will. Naruto thought as he slowly felt himself get tired. Hey Karama, what kind of environment would you like to have here? This sewer looks kinda lame. Karama shocked at his even asking, I suppose it would nice to be back in my old mountain range and forest again. Come here kid, I will show you how it used to look. Naruto slowly walked over to the cage, thinking even if I change the room, Karama would not be able to enjoy it. Maybe if I change the cage to a necklace style. As he thought it, the cage disappeared and slowly a necklace with the seal as the jewel in the middle appeared on Karama's neck as he got the details from Karama's past through thought share. Slowly the surrounding area became a deep forest with a mountain range which Naruto and Karama stood in an entrance to Karama's old cave. Using your idea to make it a reality, and changing out Karama's life will be +1 INT and +100 in Karama relationship. Not bad kid, this is actually comfortable. Now I think it is actually time for you to wake up. If you need me just think about talking to me and I will be there to help. Karama said to his new companion as he slowly walked into his cave. Wait, Karama. What are you talking about waking up? I thought I was already awake. Naruto yelled as he bolted upright in the hospital bed he was currently laying in. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 150 plus 1000 equals 1150, HP Regen 2 PS. CP 250 plus 1000 equals 1250, CP Regen 4 horsepower. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 0.5, Chakra 1. LVL 10/100. STR 1. Dex 1. Con 1. Int 2. Wiz 2. Luke? Points remaining. 5 points can be placed into stats to increase. Rio 0. Feats. Uzumaki's heritage. Kurama's Jinchuriki. Uzumaki might. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu mastery. 6 Paths legacy. 4th Hokage's legacy/heritage. Unbelieved luck/luck God bless. Skills. Jutsu, chakra chains. Fuinjutsu. Taijutsu styles. Kenjutsu styles. Life. Production. Last time. Not bad, kid. This is actually comfortable. Now I think it is actually time for you to wake up. If you need me, just think about talking to me and I will be there to help, Kurama said to his new companion as he slowly walked into his cave. Wait, Kurama. What are you talking about waking up? I thought I was already awake. Naruto yelled as he bolted upright in the hospital bed he was currently laying in. Naruto looked around the room trying to figure out where he was. He first noticed the amount of bandages and aches and pains he had throughout his entire body. He then noticed the machines and wires attached to him. As he tried to get up, the door to the room opened to reveal 2 doctors and the man he fondly called Gigi because of his grandfatherly attitude towards Naruto, Sarutobi Hijiran. Hello, Naruto, I'm Megaki and this is Kenpo. We were in charge of your surgery. You were put into a very dangerous position, but thankfully you will be making a very fast recovery, the first doctor said as he was checking over his charts. How long was I out? I feel like I was run over by a bunch of horses, Naruto asked. Noticeably, the Hokage tensed up and had an aura of anger and sadness. Not only had he put faith in his village to view Naruto as a hero much like his father Minato was, but he thought they wouldn't dare attack a child. He knew that the next several moments could condemn and destroy everything between the village and the very person whose own parents had saved the village from multiple terrible fates. Choosing his next words carefully, Hijiran spoke, Naruto, I am sorry about what happened to you. Had the people who were part of your incident sent to prison. Depending on how you recover or what you remember may change what happens to them. As for how long you have been unconscious, you were out for 5 days. It is a miracle you are able to move. Naruto looked at him in shock. 5 days. It didn't seem like it was that long, but he wouldn't have known. Looking at the man who was one of the kind people that came to visit him in the orphanage so sad, Naruto had to do something to cheer him up. Don't worry, Gigi. I am fine, just sore. I guess Kurama pulled through and made sure I didn't die, Naruto said, smiling widely, trying to show he wasn't upset and was fine. Naruto, who is Kurama? Megaki asked. He knew every doctor and every person that came in and out of his patient's room. There was person named Kurama. Oh right, never mind. Naruto tried to lie but failed so badly as his poker face was as see-through as water. Doctors, do you mind stepping outside for a second, please? I believe Naruto has something to discuss in private with me, the Hokage said, making it an order, not a question of if they had a choice. Megaki and Kanpo noticed this, bowed to the Hokage and left them in peace. Once they were gone, the third Hokage put a seal on the door, making the entire room soundproof. Now Naruto, who is Kurama? What do you remember? Naruto, knowing that he would have to talk to his Gigi anyways. Sighing, Naruto said, well, before I say anything, Gigi, please let me say everything and I will answer what I know. So, I guess I will say that Kurama is the Kyuubi. I know he was sealed inside me. That is the reason the villagers attacked me, right? I guess they thought my father's seal wasn't strong enough to stop it from influencing me. Oh right, well, I guess talking to Kurama, I kinda sorta found out who my parents were. I found out about what happened the night. And so, Naruto started explaining what happened, how he was kicked out of the orphanage, attacked by people who were drunk and looking for some kind of revenge, and how he ended up in the seal room talking to Kurama about the past, but leaving out about the Sage of the Six Paths' involvement and his legacy. To say his Gigi was shocked was an understatement. He had not heard what happened on that night, but he knew he had put harsh restriction on any that let it slip that Naruto was the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki, let alone attacking a child. The people who had been caught by the Umbu who arrived on the scene were not going to live to see the next week, but first he had to talk to Naruto about his parents. Naruto, before we begin, you must promise me that you will not let your heritage or the fact that you have the Kyuubi inside of you. This will cause you no end of more problems than it is worth. Now, the reason for both of these is simple. Your parents, while amazing people, also had a great many enemies. Your father, while hailed as a hero in our village, was a kill on sight for some other hidden villages, mainly IWA. So if they ever found out you were his son, they will stop at nothing to kill you. I am sorry you have to carry this burden on you, however it is necessary for your own survival. Now on to the next order of business. I am assuming you do not want to return to the orphanage? Hijiran spoke as Naruto nodded, looking upset. If anything what happened a few days ago was anything to go by. Looking down, Naruto spoke softly. It isn't the fact that I would mind living there, Gigi, but the kids and owner doesn't want me to be there. I always would get pushed away from kids because they thought if they were nice to me they wouldn't be adopted. The only one who was nice to me was Tenten, who got adopted earlier this year, so I really don't have anyone. Besides, if I am there I can't train to defend myself. I don't want to be attacked again if I can help it, but I want to know that I can defend myself if I do. I understand the villagers are scared, so I want to prove that I am more than my partner's past. Looking at your surroundings and understanding that you need to become stronger and wiser to be able to protect yourself and eventually people you care about. +1 Whis. I suppose I should get involved in this whole thing. I am sorry that you feel like you are unwanted. I was trying to give you a normal life with what I did after your parents' passing. I will see what I can do. First, I want you to recover, and once you do, please come see me at the Hokage's office. I will make sure you have everything you need, Hijiran said while looking around. Now if you don't mind, I am going to head back. Come see me often, Naruto. Taking a leap upon awaking from inside mind, talk to Hokage about what is learned. Do not give out info about the Six Paths legacy. Doing so can lead to failure of continue the path. Objective: talk to Hokage about parents and Kurama / the night it all happened. Rewards: +10 rep with, +10 rep with, +10 rep with, +20 Sarutobi Hijiran. Failure: do not talk to him about it / talk to him about the sage's legacy. Penalty: quest cancelled if not talked to. If legacy announced, tread down a harder path full of danger and higher chance of death. Complete. Hidden rewards: coming confident and understanding your own weaknesses showed through and allowed the Hokage to understand your situation better. +2000 Rio, +100 EXP, +50 rep with Sarutobi Hijiran, potential unlock. Feat, potential unlock. This allows you to understand your own potential and with pushing towards it. While working towards a specific goal such as learning a new jutsu or style, gain 20% more EXP for the first week of working towards the goal. Level up. All debuffs are removed. All HP and CP restored. Fatigue removed. +1 to all stats. +3 free stats. Unlocked feat, inventory. Unlocked skill, chakra channeling. Feat, inventory. This is an interdimensional pocket that will auto-sort items put inside. The size of this space is proportionate to chakra amount, spots equals CP total /100. This feat does not require any energy to use. Items can be pulled out at any time. Items pulled out this way seem like you are pulling from a seal. Skill, chakra channeling, muscles and limbs. This skill is a mild form of chakra manipulation that allows the use to enhance muscles. This will allow you increase STR and DX by 5. This will allow you to increase your AGI if put into legs. LVL 10% 100 CP to activate 15 CP per second. Hidden stat unlocked. AGI agility, or your running speed. When moving at top speed, this stat will be based on STR x DX x 5 meters per second. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 300 plus 2000 equals 2300, HP Regen 2 PS. CP 400 plus 2000 equals 2400, CP Regen 4 horsepower. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 2, Chakra 3. LVL 20/200. STR 2. Dex 2. Con 2. In 3. Whis 4. Luke. Points remaining. 8 points can be placed into stats to increase. Rio 2000. Feats. Uzumaki's Heritage. Kurama's Jinchuriki. Uzumaki Might. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu Mastery. Six Paths Legacy. Fourth Hokage's Legacy / Heritage. Unbelieve Luck / Luck God Bless. Inventory. Skills. Jutsu, Chakra Chains, Chakra Channeling, Muscles and Limbs. Fuinjutsu. Taijutsu Styles. Kenjutsu Styles. Life. Production. Naruto was shocked. He was not expecting a hidden objective and reward. Not only did the system reward him money, it also leveled him up, healed him completely, and gave him 2 new abilities. Chakra channeling was really nice because it allowed him to practice his chakra control and chakra usage without creating chakra chains. But the biggest payoff was the inventory feat. Not only was he able to basically hide that he had it, but if he put storage seals with items in it, it could technically become almost infinite. He just hoped that no one would notice this usage because it would make being prepared for everything very easy. Kit, if you think about it, with how your stats are right now, you might be able to become stronger than others your age. Kurama commented, looking at the amount of chakra he had. Lost in his thoughts about how strong he already is, Naruto barely noticed the doctors coming back in for a checkup after a couple of hours. What shocked the doctors the most was the fact that Naruto had no scarring and was completely healed already. The doctors muttered how it must be the amount of chakra flowing in his body. With that and the fact that people were starting to get freaked out that the Jinchuriki was still in the hospital. With a sigh, Kenpo looked at the child. Well, we can't keep a non-injured person. Please report to the Hokage that you feel okay. We don't want to get lost, so let us get the Umbu protecting this place. As they walked out, 4 Umbu appeared from shadows, surprising Naruto and scaring him. Calm down, kid, we aren't here to hurt you. We were the ones assigned to protect you from now on. The Hokage was very adamant on making sure you were well cared for. I am Inu, this raven, that is Nico, and that is Hawk, Inu said as he points to each of his fellow Umbu. So, let's get you to the Hokage, shall we? Naruto nodded as he approached Dog. As soon as Dog put his hand on his shoulder, Naruto felt a rush of speed as he was being pulled very fast to a new location. Once they arrived at the Hokage's office, Naruto fell onto his knees trying to keep what little he had in his stomach. Sorry about that, it is really rare for us to bring others with our body flicker technique. I did try to slow down enough that it wouldn't cause you to puke, Inu stated as he looked at the Hokage. We have returned with Naruto fully released from the hospital, fully recovered. Dog stated as the Hokage gave him a nod, being deep in thought. Was it the Kyuubi increasing his recovery rate, or was it his mother's blood? Well, as long as he is safe now, that is all that matters. Well, I suppose I have to push up my plans. I can give Naruto the Uzumaki compound. That way he will be safe, but who do I get to watch him? Nico, I need you to go get Anko for me, please. The rest you are dismissed for now. Impressed by not throwing up after dealing with supersonic speeds. Con +1. Naruto watched as all the Umbu disappear, and for a few awkward minutes he had no idea what to talk about. He was about to ask who Anko was and why is she coming here, when Nico returned with a very angry girl about 4 years older than him, and not much younger than Nico. What is the meaning of this, Nico? You can't just kidnap me in broad daylight while I am eating, the girl with purple hair yelled. She was wearing a dark red t-shirt, tan shorts, and long black socks due to her black ninja sandals. All in all, she looked extremely annoyed by the interruption, at least until she noticed the Hokage. What do you want, old man? I don't want to hear about how I beat up another genin. He deserved it for calling me that name. It was once she stated genin did Naruto notice the headband resting around her arm. Anko, please sit down, there is much to discuss. You too, Nico, also please remove your mask. There is living arrangements and training that needs to be discussed, Hijirin stated as he put on his Hokage face. As soon as everyone was seated, and Nico taking off her mask, revealing a barely teenage girl, with long purple hair. If Naruto didn't know any better, he would probably assume the two girls were related to each other. Now Yugao, I want you and Anko to do an important mission. Given how much trust in both your loyalty to the village. Yes, I still believe in you, Anko. Now, Naruto here needs people to keep him safe and a place to live. With that being said, I am going to give him the Uzumaki compound, and I need you both there to keep him safe. Yes, I know how you feel about this. Yugao, teach him his mother's sword style. You were one of the few close people she had. I expect you to be the one to teach him his history and how his life is going to be once he becomes older. Anko, I know you have trust issues, but if there is anyone that can teach him how to properly survive and rise above criticism and hatred, it would be you. Naruto, I want you to learn from them. They are people who have dealt with what you deal with in the past. With that said, Anko started to tear up in joy. Someone other than her trusted friends, Yugao and Kurenai, actually believe in her. While she never thought the third Hokage doubted her, it was another thing for him to trust her so much to teach the son of her one sister's sensei and mother figure. Let alone the fact that many still thought she was an ally to the snake Sannin Orochimaru. She resolved herself she would do whatever is needed. Not only to prove it to herself that she could, but to keep the 3RDS faith in her. Yugao was at a loss. She knew that her sensei was having a child but did not know what became of him when the Kyuubi attacked. She at the time searched for any traces of him in the aftermath. Hell, she had even requested she take him in as her own brother. Being only 7 at the time stopped that immediately, even if she was a genin already. Regardless, she pushed herself in her sensei's ways and achieved Umbu in less than 5 years, a feat only topped by Kakashi and Itachi. Now given the chance to connect and protect the person she swore to her sensei she would. She knew without a doubt she would be taking this opportunity. After a moment of silence, both Yugao and Anko agreed. With that done, Hijrin discussed what had recently happened to Naruto, and why he made the decision he assured Yugao that she can keep doing Umbu duties but would be placed on semi-active duty, where if she wasn't needed for the mission she would be allowed to not go. With all that was being said done, they turned to Naruto. Anko, looking at him the first time, saw herself in the trauma he had endured recently, where she was able to defend herself by being stronger than anyone her status and many of the Chunin around her. Naruto couldn't. Well, at least not yet. She smiled internally to herself. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad to have someone there for you. Yugao looked at him and saw some of his mother Kushina's features, but mostly her first real crush, the fourth Hokage. The boy was practically a mini version of Minato with Kushina sprinkled on top. Relationship update. New previously hidden Yugao Yuzuki 75/1000, your mother's old apprentice. While Yugao never had your mother's power to fully use her fighting style, she adapted it to suit her abilities and rose the ranks of Konoha shinobi ranks. Previously made promise to your mother to protect you and has been trying to take care of you but was not in a position to until recently. Anko Mitarashi 50/1000, former apprentice to the Snake Sannin, Orochimaru. While still young, Anko was eager to learn and gaining the eye of Orochimaru. Little is known about her time training with him before she became a genin. However, what is known on her becoming a genin: he betrayed the village by experimenting on villagers and Anko herself. She is forever marked by the Cursed Seal of Heaven. Cursed Seal of Heaven. While not 100% known about this seal, what is known that the seal has a slave seal inside and a container seal. This is an imperfect seal currently hindering Anko's ability to fluctuate chakra. New quests. The Snake Maiden and the Cursed Seal. 1. Learn more about Anko and her Cursed Seal. 2. If possible, remove the Cursed Seal completely. Fuinjutsu required. Rewards. Objective 1. 1. Anko plus 200 relationship. 2.275 EXP to Fuinjutsu research/mastery. 3. Increase in Fuinjutsu research/mastery EXP gain over the course of time researching Cursed Seal. 4. Plus 50 EXP. Objective 2. 1. Anko plus 750 relationship. 2. Complete Cursed Seal removal Fuinjutsu. 3. Plus 20,000 EXP. 4. Snake Charmer feat. 5. In release. Failure. Due to your negligence and failure to understand, Anko has stopped all ties. Potentially ends Anko's life. Failed to understand how much Anko has suffered and taking the pain of being alone away. Failed to remove the Cursed Seal, resulting in Anko's death. The Moonlight Blade. 1. Learn the Dance of the Crescent Moon Kenjutsu. 2. Learn the Hazy Moon Night Kenjutsu. 3. Learn more about Yugao. 4. Learn more about your mother, her clan, your place in the village. 5. Learn more about your mother's Kenjutsu. Rewards. Objective 1. Kenjutsu, Dance of the Crescent Moon. Yugao relationship plus 125. Plus 50 EXP. Objective 2. Kenjutsu, Hazy Moon Night. Yugao relationship plus 200. Plus 100 EXP. Objective 3. Yugao relationship plus 125. Hidden rewards. Objective 4. Learn more about your legacy. Learn about your clans. Learn about village politics. Objective 5. Yugao relationship plus 175. Kenjutsu. Hidden reward. Failure. Yugao feels her training and her teachings are not reaching you. You failed to see that the blade is more than a weapon and your mother's legacy is lost. Failed to learn any of the Kenjutsu, previous rewards will not be lost. Failed to get Yugao to open up. Failed to learn about your clan. Failed to learn about your mother's Kenjutsu. Ruined your overall standing in the village. Naruto was surprised that the system even pulled things he had no knowledge of. He had no idea what the Cursed Seal of Heaven even is. Maybe he can research it when he gets to the ability to do Fuinjutsu. He also was very interested to learn Kenjutsu, especially because it would bring him closer to his mother and his heritage. Now Naruto, Hijrin said, taking a puff of his pipe. I need you to listen very carefully. I am going to entrust you would not let people know about your ancestry. That being said, Yugao knows your parents, but Anko does not. It will be up to you to explain your parents, but you Anko must know the secret is A.S. rank, so we are both trusting you with his life. Now on to your place of staying. Now I know you do not have much in the money compartment, but you will not need to. You will be staying at a compound that is blood sealed, so Naruto will be needed to open it at least until we get you keyed in. Follow me. As he rose up and walked to the door. After about an hour walk and much pestering from Anko to liven up the atmosphere, they arrived at a gated wall. Shocked that Naruto recognized the whirlpool symbol as it was on his clothes and all of his and the symbol he saw everywhere. Just as he was about to ask, the third Hokage stated, "That is the symbol of Uzushiogakure and the Uzumaki clan." Uzushiogakure was destroyed in the Second War. It had taken the combined might of 3 of the main villages, and even then, they suffered so much losses that they had caused an end of the war. It was one of this village's biggest regret that we were unable to protect our ally village. We honor them with the symbol in our own and on all the vests of Chunin and Jounin. Now Naruto, I need you to put your hand on the seal. As he pulled a seal from his sleeve and placed it on the gate. As Naruto put his hand up and widened his eyes, and the gate slowly opened and allowed him entry. Now ladies, this is your last chance to back out. If you do, I would not hold it against you. If you are confident, then cut your hand and place your hand on the seal along with Naruto. Hijirin pulled a second seal, give them a chance to back out. When neither did and went to put their blood on the seal, Hijirin knew he made a right choice. After they placed their blood on the seal, Hijirin walked to the inside of the door and placed it on it. The seal had all but disappeared and became part of the seal matrix. Now that is done, let us head inside. I will explain everything there. As they walked into the gate, the compound showed a very modest area. The first thing was a small walkway going to the 2-story building that looked like a modernized old Japanese house. The walk had pond on the side that had some trees around it. On the way around the back was a training ground that seemed like time hadn't touched at all in the last 5 years. As they walked to the house, Naruto saw a small plaque on the front. On the plate was Uzumaki name and a quote, "Do not fear what may happen as long as you protect family, love, and loyalty to your friends." Naruto did not know why, but that impacted him. He was always loyal to people who he felt were nice, but he never really thought about family. Did he have others of his mother's clan, who were his dad's parents? New quest, Family Matters. Find out about your family. Find if you have more family out there. Find out if have any clan members out there. Find out about your father's past. Find out if you have any family from your father's side. Rewards. Objective 1. Build up the Uzumaki name plus 500 Konoha rep. Plus 20,000 Ryo. Rebuild Uzumaki clan in Konoha. New relationship unlocked. New 6 paths feature. Objective 2. Unlock new feat. 10,000 EXP. New quest. Objective 3. Unlock a new feat. 20,000 EXP. Unlock new quest. Failure. Failed to find any family, resulting in being the last of your family. Naruto understood this quest. He had wished more than anything to have a family with him. At least he now had 2 people who would help him. Hopefully he can live up to their expectations. As they walked into the house, the furniture looked brand new. Almost as if his parents had never left. With that, Hijirin brought them into the main living room. Once everyone sat down, he gave them the rundown. First, who Naruto's parents were, and how he came to need to live here. Next, what happened at the door. He explained that with him putting blood into the seal, it allowed them access to the compound. However, they named the Uzumaki will protect them, and while in the village they will have added protections. Hey, Gigi, can you send out to villages what we are looking for Uzumakis? I want to bring my family together. Naruto asked him so he can hopefully his Gigi new people. I don't know if there are any specific out there, but I heard a rumor of people in an ally village. Let me send out a message and hopefully I can get some answer. Hijirin said. Okay, well let's get you settled in and I will see about others of your clan. And with that Hijirin left. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the 6 Paths, chosen successor. HP 350 plus 3000 equals 2300, HP Regen 9 PS. CP 400 plus 3000 equals 2400, CP Regen 9 PS. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 3, Chakra 3. LDL 20/200. STR 2. Dex 2. Con 3. In 3. Wis 4. Luke? Points remaining. 8 points can be placed into stats to increase. Rio 2000. Feats. Uzumaki's Heritage. Karama's Jinchuriki. Uzumaki Might. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu Mastery. 6 Paths Legacy. 4th Hokage's Legacy/Heritage. Unbelieved Luck/Luck God Bless. Inventory. Skills. Jutsu, Chakra Chains LVL 10.0, Chakra Channeling, Muscles and Limbs, LVL 10.0. Fuinjutsu. Taijutsu Styles. Kenjutsu Styles. Life. Production. Update 1. So I read the comments about how the spacing was for the speaking between each person and I tried to fix it. I apologize in advance if I missed any, but I did try. Thanks again for the comments, Drags and YamiChaos27. As for your request, honestly I can probably fit Karu in. Yami, thanks for the name, I might use it, but I will probably just keep her and her adopted father last nameless. Who knows, but I won't waste any more time with it. I am currently working on the next chapter, and I already see me making the mistake with the talking. Naruto woke up in a haze. After settling in and walking around the house to get aware of the surroundings and setting up the rooms, Naruto put in the main house's headroom with Anko in the room to the left and Yugao to the right to make sure Naruto was covered. After ensuring everything was taken care of and they had eaten, Anko demanding some dangos that Yugao reluctantly went out to buy. After dinner they are started to discuss the next day plans, this including training, replacing clothing that Naruto had, and stocking up on food. After a lengthy list of items was made they had decided to go to bed. Yugao had said she was going to have her Umbu teammates help with training throughout the next couple of months when they were not on missions. After going to bed, Naruto decided to complete his daily mission before going to sleep. He had already completed the run due to the amount of running they did to the Uzumaki compound, but he still needed to complete his others. Finally, after an hour of doing his exercises, Naruto sweaty looked at the message board. To be overcome and become strong, this will become harder the stronger you become to balance ***. 2 kilometers run walk. 10 sit-ups. 10 push-ups. Channeling chakra for 10 minutes. Complete. Please select your 2 rewards. Refresh body, recover all HP and CP, remove fatigue, cure any abnormal status effects. Gain plus 2 stats points. Random item, this item can be anything, hope your luck is in your favor. Plus 40 XP. Naruto, looking at his options, he had a difficult choice to be made. Normally, he thought that it would be good just to go straight for stats and experience, but he denied that. He wanted to help the 2 new people in his life. So, Naruto, thinking about them, took the stat points and the random item. He had hoped that by doing so he would be able to start with Anko's seal and learning about Fuinjutsu. You have selected the random item. Please click on the chest to claim your reward. Naruto, confused, he had thought it would be just a drop that would appear in his inventory. Cautiously, Naruto clicked the item box. What appeared on the screen was not what he expected. Not that he knew, but his blessing from Benton had played a key factor in the first time he got a reward. The rewards would be random afterwards, but Benton felt that Naruto deserved something special. When Naruto opened it, he looked around shocked. First, he had so many updates to his inventory. Next, he saw special items appear that looked extremely rare. Finally, he received a new Fuinjutsu and feat which would help him in his quest greatly. Congratulations on your first chest opening. This reward is extremely rare and only happens 1 in 1 billion. Use these wisely. Rewards from chest. Specialized chakra clothing. This clothing will allow you to channel chakra into it, creating a dense barrier on the clothing. Normal defense 25 per piece, shirt, pants, shoes, coat, chain vest, and head protector. Headband plating can be placed, increasing defense once reached genin. With chakra infusion, defense increases to 85 per piece at base chakra. More chakra put in, the stronger the barrier. *** activation 200 CP, additionally 5 CP per piece per second. Every 20 CP per piece per second increase adds 10 defenses. Fuinjutsu kit with beginner to master guides. This will allow you to start your journey on Fuinjutsu. Do you wish to learn Fuinjutsu all guide books? These will reveal how to create all the seals inside these books and the knowledge on how to create them. It is up to you to become a master of them. ***. Yes. No. Set of 20 kunai with return seal. Place return seal into pouch, and place return kunai into pouch. When thrown after 60 seconds, kunai will return to pouch. 100,000 Ryo. Art of the Heavens, Seals, Curses, and Kekkai Genkais. This book is about different Kekkai Genkais found throughout the world. Seals that were lost to time due to clans dying out. Curses that can be inflicted on your opponent which was lost. Note some Kekkai Genkais are lost due to clans dying out or clans losing it through gene suppression. Do you wish to learn all of the Art of Heavens? Yes. No. Naruto stared at the screens for several minutes. He had just gotten what can be considered crazy strong clothing, Fuinjutsu set that can potentially help him with Anko's quest, a basically infinite set of kunai as long as they weren't destroyed, a crazy amount of money, and a book that he felt that the system was trying to get him to learn. Deciding Naruto would have to learn about this stuff eventually, he selected yes to learning everything. New Fuinjutsu Learn. Scroll Sealing Technique allows user to create a scroll that allows user to store items inside. Requires Fuinjutsu Master Rank 1. Uzumaki Sealing Technique allows user to upgrade any sealing technique. Any sealing technique used or created will become a rank higher. Higher efficiency creates a higher seal level power. LVL 1 of 3. Weight and Gravity Seals allows user to create artificial weight. This is mostly used for strength and movement training. Require Fuinjutsu Master Rank 2. Upgrading Adamantine Chains. Uzumaki chains become stronger and able to become sealing chains power enough to stop Kyuubi. Requires Fuinjutsu Master 6. Exploding Tag allows user to create an explosive tag that can be placed and detonated. Requires Fuinjutsu Master Rank 2. Evil Suppression Seal allows user to repress an evil presence and slow down chakra corruption. Requires Fuinjutsu Master Rank 5. Evil to Good Replacement Seal allows user to replace corrupting chakra with positive, and repairing chakra. Fuinjutsu Master Rank 8 required. More will be unlocked as experience becomes unlocked. Feat, Fuinjutsu Mastery Rank. This feat is a ranking of how strong your Fuinjutsu is. The ranking is based 1 to 10. Kekkai Genkais found. Wood Release allows user to using wood style jutsu. Ice Release allows user to using ice style jutsu. Lava Release allows user to using lava style jutsu. Crystal Release allows user to using crystal style jutsu. Demon Skin Release allows user to using the demon armament. Note this was part of the seal Anko has placed on her. Steam Release allows user to using steam style jutsu. Storm Release allows user to using storm style jutsu. Sharingan, Uchiha Dojutsu, it allows them to see movement and process it faster. This also allows you to use genjutsu from their eyes. The Sharingan has 3 upgrades available. Byakugan, Hyuga Dojutsu, it allows them to see chakra networks. Magnet Release allows user to using magnet style jutsu. Rinnegan, Eyes of the Sage of the Six Paths, no data found. Shikatsumiyaku allows user to using bone manipulation style. Infinite Genju, Kurama Clan Secret. This with a strong chakra network will allow genjutsu to become reality. Due to amount of knowledge learned, +1 INT +1 WIS. Good work on your research. Was all Naruto thought as he had gotten his prizes. He was shocked to see him get stat bonuses on top of his items, but never one to look a gift horse in the mouth. He didn't complain. He just wondered what the system was playing at by giving him the specific Kekkai Genkai knowledge. The evil to good replacement seal seemed too good to be true. Mind you, he would have to level his Fuinjutsu. Maybe he could ask Gigi to get him a Fuinjutsu master. When he was about to sleep, he heard something coming from Anko's room. Inside, Anko was having a nightmare of the night that Orochimaru put the seal on her and abandoned everything. She was crying out and yelling at him, asking how he could do this. Not realizing she was saying this out loud, Anko continued to yell until she was woken up by a hand placed on her head. "Hey, it's okay. I know how it feels to not be accepted," Naruto said, rubbing Anko's head and hair. Anko looking directly at a little boy, who is 2 years younger, comforting her. At that moment Anko broke. She cried into his shoulder, allowing her barriers to drop for the first time since she has been alone. For the next 20 minutes Naruto just held the older girl, soothing her hair and just letting her cry. He continuously reassured her that it would be okay, and she will be okay. Soon after, Anko seemed to calm down. She pulled away and looked up at him. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let myself become like this." Anko apologized. "Hey, it is okay. You had a horrible thing happen to you. We are family now, and that means I will be there for you just as you are for me." Naruto explained, and he looked at her. Do you want to talk about it? Anko froze for a moment. She was sure if she explained what had happened he wouldn't believe her, but he did say they were family. Maybe she could trust him. Anko hesitantly started. Well, I was 5 at the time I met the Sannin Orochimaru. She then went on to explain how at the beginning she was his assistant, and how he pushed so she would be able to become a genin before others so she could help him on his journey and research. Along the way she started to feel pride in her achievements, that she helped accomplish. Hell, she even thought she was doing the job to make the world a better place and help save lives. That was until Orochimaru placed the cursed seal on her, and watched as the seal caused immense pain, and when she was better alive he heard him laughing saying, "Oh Anko, thanks to you I was finally able to secure what I needed to start the path of immortality. How can I ever thank you enough?" After the pain had subsided she was able to make her way back to the village, but to her own horror, she was branded as a spy for the traitor. A few moments had passed after Anko explained everything. She knew he was thinking the same way all the village did except for a couple of trustworthy people. What she didn't expect was to get another hug from the boy who then proceeded to say, "Hey, it is okay. People scorn me for something not in my control too. You are not alone anymore though. You have me and Yugao, we are family now, so don't worry." Hearing this Anko broke down again, but this time in joy. She had thought everyone but Yugao, Kurenai, and the third would never see her as anything other than a traitor. Here was a person who didn't know her for more than a day, accepting her without any other conditions. She looked at him in his deep blue eyes and asked, "For tonight can you just stay here in case I have another nightmare? I don't want to wake up Yugao." "Sure, it will be like a sleepover. Besides I am used to having others around me. I feel like I wouldn't sleep as well if I didn't have someone nearby," Naruto stated. What neither of them knew was that Yugao was watching this all play out. She never suspected that Naruto would immediately accept Anko and allow her the comfort of release all the pent-up depression she had. Well, expected it eventually, but not on the first night. She had figured that when they got closer to each other they would slowly accept each other as friends and eventually family. She didn't realize how much being told they were going to be family from the point the third Hokage stated it would have an effect on the orphan. Hell, they were all orphans with the third great shinobi war just ending, then the Kyuubi attack. Maybe, just maybe, they can slowly become the family that they all need. The Snake Maiden and the Cursed Seal. Objective 1, complete. Reward: Anko plus 200 relationship. 275 EXP to Fuinjutsu Research/Mastery. Increase in Fuinjutsu Research/Mastery EXP gain over the course of time researching Cursed Seal. Plus 50 EXP. Bonus: for completing and showing compassion on the first night of meeting. Rewards: plus 75 EXP. Anko will participate more actively in your research, increasing your EXP learning Fuinjutsu. And that is how Naruto woke up, after falling asleep next to Anko. When he tried to move, he felt someone sleeping on his shoulder. He realized that last night Anko and himself had slept in the same bed. Trying to not wake her up, Naruto slowly moved his arm out from underneath, but the slight movement alerted Anko, causing her to wake. Being used to being harsh harassment of people, a shocked Naruto found himself underneath Anko with a kunai to his throat. What Naruto didn't realize was that was Anko trying to defend herself from the villagers that harassed her. Upon seeing that it was actually Naruto underneath her, Anko removed the blade from him and bowed her head after getting off of him. "I am sorry, Naruto. I didn't realize it was you. Please don't hate me," Anko begged. She had just gotten someone who can start sharing her pain with and didn't want to lose him. Naruto, though, was shocked. She immediately thought he would hate her. Getting up, Naruto pulled her into a hug. "Hey, it is okay. I should have realized that you would still be protective, and I should have woken you up. Do not get down on yourself, we are gonna be family, so let's not worry about things done to protect ourselves and others," Naruto stated, patting Anko's head. Once Anko finally calmed down, they went down to go eat breakfast. As they walked down, they came down to see Yugao making breakfast. "Good, now that you are down here we can eat and talk," Yugao said as she brought plates of food to the table. Now, I know the third said we wouldn't be needing to buy anything due to him taking care of it. However, as we have both been independent for some time. So, what I suggest is we have the Hokage have us handle daily purchases. That way it will allow Naruto learn how to manage money and spending limits. Speaking of learning, we will start your training in a week. This way I can have people I need to have help get started available. Once that is started, we will make a schedule for what you will be training in and when. Is there anything specific you wish to learn?" Yugao asked as they were eating. Naruto, thinking for a moment, and looking at his quest, started, "Well, I want to learn some taijutsu to be able to protect myself. Learning how to use a sword would be interesting. You were my mom's apprentice, right? Maybe I can learn from you her style, or even make my own style eventually. As for anything else, well, I want to learn some Fuinjutsu. I figured it would help me with learning my mom's family history, and maybe I can help Anko eventually. Don't give me that look, Anko-chan. You and I both know we are gonna be family, and I want you to be happy and free of your burden. Anko was shocked beyond what she thought was possible. This kid had a heart of gold. Not only did he accept her, but now he was going to actively look for a way to help her. Yugao, for the most part through his discussion, looked passive. Inside, she was jumping for joy because she finally found someone willing to learn from her. She had mastered her blade form a year ago, but because she was so young, no one took her seriously. Hell, Kushina was taken more seriously at her age, and she barely had some of the accomplishments Yugao had. Not to say that Kushina was any damsel in distress, but Yugao was already umbu for Kami's sake. Now she finally had someone who wanted to learn from her. Well, let's set up a schedule, but first we need to buy you clothes, some food, and get some training material for you. I will be going to see the Hokage and giving him the rundown. Hopefully he has someone for Fuinjutsu training, Yugao said as she finished putting her plate in the sink. I can take Naruto to get some clothes. I know a good place to buy clothes from who is not a complete jerk and has always treated me fairly. I can get some ninja gear as well for him for his practice, Anko said as she was walking with her plate as well. Okay, I am gonna head to the Hokage Tower now. Be good for Anko and listen to what she says, Naruto. If you need anything, send a call out. In case of emergencies, pop this. Make sure you are in an extreme emergency to use this, Yugao said as she handed both an umbu emergency flare. Yugao then departed to discuss who she wished to train Naruto. She had choices, mainly being from her umbu squad and other recently people made into jonin. Honestly, there were too many good choices. Her first choices in the matter was if she can get them to help were Might Guy for taijutsu, Kakashi for ninjutsu, Itachi for dexterity and fitness training, Shursui for genjutsu, and hopefully they could find someone to help Naruto in Fuinjutsu. Hopefully the Hokage had someone in mind. While Yugao was off with the Hokage, Naruto and Anko got ready for the day. Naruto started by doing his exercises required for his daily missions before hopping into the shower. While in the shower, Naruto pumped chakra into his system to activate the chakra chains, slowly using the chains to help him get used to the amount of chakra needed to maintain them. Once he was out of the shower and deactivated his chains and got ready for the day, Naruto only had one pair of clothes and felt gross putting them back on, but hopefully after today he wouldn't have to worry. He headed downstairs to see Anko ready for the day and to head out. After locking up, and Anko walked with him for about 30 minutes to get to their first stop of the day. The first stop was a clothing store that had always been fair to her and given her fair prices. Once inside, Anko walked up to the counter to talk to the owner, a calm and fair woman named Mabuki Haruno. Mabuki ran the shop for her family after her parents had passed it on to her after retiring from being a shinobi. Her family becoming a big part of the civilian council after the Third Shinobi War, with which they had created trading deals with surrounding lands of grass and river. This had greatly helped both economies, who outside of their own ninja villages relied on farming and cloth creation to support the people. With the trade, any sale made in the Land of Fire and beyond had 20% going to those nations, creating huge profits as the Hika family continued to export to surrounding nations. Seeing Anko come in, Mabuki smiled softly at her. She knew that Anko had nothing to do with what happened to her because of her sensei, which is why she had always treated her fairly. As long as she continued to be loyal to Konoha, her business was open to her. With that said, Mabuki asked, Anko, how are you? What are you in here for today? You didn't ruin the clothes you bought last week, already, did you? What? Of course not. I am not that destructive. Besides, I am here for clothes for this young man right here. Before you ask, yes and yes. He has just got put out on his own, and the Hokage is having me and Yugao support him. We have money to buy him some clothes, and I figured you would be one of the only places that would even accept him into your store, Anko explained as she stood in front of the counter. Now, I have no idea what clothes to get him. Maybe you can help us out? Mabuki looked at Naruto. She saw the fourth Hokage's son as who he was. Many did not know about Kushina's pregnancy, but she did. It was mostly because of the clothes she was requested to have made for him when he was a child. Sadly, she was never able to complete the order due to having Sakura not more than 6 months prior. She had made a deal with Kushina to have the clothes made for him by the time he was 6 months, but it never came to be. She had thought that her deal with his mother would go unfulfilled, but seeing him in her shop finally allowed her to repay her dues. This boy needed new clothes, and she would make them perfect for him. So, what specifically are you looking for? I am assuming you are looking for a couple of outfits, but what else? Are there any specific designs you are looking to have? Mabuki asked. Naruto looking at Anko. He had no idea what to do, but with her nod of encouragement, Naruto spoke up. Well, I guess I will need some clothes to wear daily, some sleeping clothes, And maybe some working gear for when I get a bit older. As for anything specific, I guess I would like my clan symbol on them if you have any. As Naruto pulled out his clan symbol to help with the clothes selection. Well, let's see what I have for you, Mabuki said as she walked around the counter to some of the guy's clothing. That works. This too. I can have him try this on to see if it fits him. This will go well with his eyes and hair, Mabuki stated as she kept pulling clothes from the rack. About 15 minutes later, she had a good pile of clothes for Naruto to try on. Pushing him to a fitting room, Mabuki told him to try all of it on, and if he had any that seemed too tight or too big to put them off to the side and she would get them later. She then turned to Anko and asked, "So, what happened? I thought the Hokage wanted him to be in the orphanage until he was able to go to the academy." Well, timetable changed unfortunately. Naruto on his birthday was almost killed because of angry citizens and retired shinobi attacking him. That is about as much as I can tell you though. Where is your daughter? I figured it would help Naruto a little bit to meet a kid near his age. Anko explained as Naruto was getting changed. Well, she is currently over Yamanaka's place with her friend Ino. At least they will be in the same academy year. He can hopefully make friends then. Maybe you should take him to the park, or something. I mean, there are bound to be kids his age there, Mabuki said as Naruto was finishing up with the clothes. All done? Well, let's go get this all situated and we will have you guys on your way, Mabuki stated as she walked over to the pile of clothes Naruto put off to the side. After everything was rung up, Anko went to pay for the clothes, but Mabuki declined it. Seeing the confused look on Anko's face, Mabuki explained, "Look, I will gladly keep doing business with you. I actually had a deal with your mother Naruto. She was gonna buy your baby clothes and blankets from here, but unfortunately, she passed away. I want to hold my end of the bargain that has been waiting to be paid for a long while. So, don't think about it. Come back when you need new clothes and we will start fresh with a new tab." Naruto was shocked to say the least. He hadn't expected that his mother was planning that far ahead for him. It warmed him knowing that she cared enough about him to put a prepaid plan into action before he was officially born. So, after Naruto and Anko thanked Mabuki, they left the shop and started heading to their next location. During the walk around town, Naruto had finally finished up his last daily mission. With the quest complete, Naruto hoped that if he took the refresh reward it would also go for his clothes he was wearing still. So, for his two choices he chose the refresh and the +2 free bonus points. He would eventually use those points, but for now they could sit there. He was shocked to find the clothes did become clean again, but because he didn't stain or damage them they remained the same, just not grimy. Overall this felt better because he didn't feel like dirt as much when the citizens were staring at him. The next place Anko took Naruto was Kurigane's smithy. To get out of the public eye, Anko rushed them into the door. Once inside, Naruto looked around in amazement. Never had he been to a weapon shop. Inside was weapons and armor of all shapes and sizes. The shop had everything a shinobi could need to go armed to the teeth for war. Walking up to the counter, Anko rang the bell to signal that a customer was here. From the back Naruto heard, "1 minute. I will be right up." After a short wait, a well-built man with a metal apron walked into the store. The man was 6 feet 1 inch with a build that just said, "Yes, I lift heavy objects all day with ease." His beard was clean trimmed with short brown hair on his head. Upon seeing who it is, the man got a big cheeky grin and said, well, if it isn't my favorite dango eater. What can I help you with, Anko?" "Well, you see, Kurigane, I have a list from Nico of items for Naruto here. Maybe you can help us out?" Anko explained as she handed the list over to him. Let's see here. 1 training katana, some training dummies, some weight and gravity seals, some practice kunai and shuriken, and a target. Well, I guess you are gonna be in for one hell of a training, kid. Well, give me a couple of minutes to get the items for you. 10, I need you to help them with training clothes," Kurigane said as he went to the back to gather his supplies. In the next couple of minutes Naruto walked around the shop. He walked up to a katana. Fortunately it seemed familiar. Looking at it closely Naruto activated a hidden ability. Hidden 6 Paths ability unlocked. Inspection LVL 10.0, the ability to identify and understand items and people. This will give details, personal information, and combat details. At higher levels this will give more info about the person and combat power. Inspect items / place is based on inspection level. Higher levels give more information about items. Inspect person, personal LVL * inspection LVL /2 must be higher than inspected person's level to gather information. As it gets closer to equal, more information will be shown. Information is based on inspection level. Naruto again not expecting the system to populate. This system had more and more mysteries for him to unlock than he originally thought. The sage of the 6 paths must have been a genius to think of kind of system to help his successor. Using your intuition to unlock hidden skill of 6 paths legacy. plus 1 whiz. Well, as long as he had his inspection, Naruto might as well use it. The first thing he inspected was the katana that intrigued him. Inspection activated. Red blazing death replica. This sword is replica of Kushina Uzumaki's katana she used in the Third Shinobi War. Not much is known about the blade it was based off of, however this blade is made of chakra metal coated steel. Inspection LVL1, 10.0. So, this was a replica of his mom's blade. He had seen some of Kurama's memories of his mom fighting and how she was a menace to her enemies. So, lost in thought about the blade, Naruto failed to notice a girl sneaking up behind him. He was so focused on the blade that when the girl in question reached around him to give him a hug, Naruto jumped off the ground, causing both him and the girl to fall on the ground. Groaning, Naruto looked up to see a laughing girl with her hair in buns on the side of her head. In between the laughter, Naruto heard, "Haha, man, that was, ha ha ha, too easy, ha ha ha. You must have really been focused, or I would have never been able to get the jump on you that easily, Naruto." At this point, Naruto was shocked. He hadn't expected any of this. Not only was he laying on the ground with a girl basically laughing at him, he also realized that this was the one and only friend he had at the orphanage before she was adopted, Tenten. From what Naruto remembered, Tenten had also been a ball of energy. She would never outright prank or beat anyone up, however she would always be joyful and happy. Her smile had always made him feel better when things were bad for him. "Kami, Tenten, are you trying to scare me to death?" Besides, it wasn't that funny, Naruto complained as Tenten finally helped him up. "Maybe not for you. Anko and I, however, found that hilarious. By the way, why were you starting at the red blazing death replica so hard? It isn't like it is the real thing. Can you imagine the blade, the red hot-blooded habanero? It must be as impressive as all the 7 swords of the mist." Tenten beamed. For as long as Naruto knew Tenten, she was always obsessed with the 3 strongest kunoichis of their time, from the Leaf, Koharu Yutane, Tsunade Senju, and of course Kushina Uzumaki. The obsession was one of the reasons they had originally become friends. "Well, Tenten, I guess it is because I am gonna try to learn how to use one eventually, and the blade this impressive caught my eye," Naruto stated, knowing that he couldn't let his heritage out just yet. "Well, you picked the perfect one to admire. That blade was forged by my dad in honor of Kushina's sacrifice to help defeat the Kyuubi. I hope one day I get to see the real blade. But enough about that. What are you doing with Anko-senpai? You are bullying him, are you?" Tenten asked as she turned to Anko, about ready to yell if she needed to. No, nothing like that. We are just living in the same house for now. Something happened, but now it is resolved. Why don't you guys go hang out outside and catch up while I talk to your dad, Tenten? Anko explained as she looked like she was trying to avoid the conversation completely. Luckily, Tenten was too excited to be able to see one of her only friends in the village, so she immediately pulled him out of the shop to go to the park. Anko sighed as Kurigane came back into the room. "So, you are living in the same house now? Which one, the Uzumaki compound or the 4th Hokage's house? Though I do have to say, I was surprised by seeing you both together today. So, what happened that caused the old man to decide this was necessary?" Anko just sighed. "Well, you already know his heritage, so I'm technically not breaking any rules. Well, I guess it started 4 days ago on the anniversary of the Kyuubi attack." While Anko was explaining the situation to Kurigane, Tenten and Naruto headed to the small park nearby. They played around the area, sliding down the slide, pushing each other on the swing, and just running around being kids. Tenten was having a blast telling him all about the Ninja Academy and all that she was learning, while Naruto was just happy to have someone to talk to again. That was until he heard some kids bullying someone behind some trees. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the 6 Paths, chosen successor. HP 350 plus 3000 equals 2300, HP Regen 9 PS. CP 400 plus 3000 equals 2400, CP Regen 9 PS. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 3, Chakra 3. LVL 20/200. STR 2. Dex 2. Con 3. In 3. Whiz 5. Luke. Points remaining, 12 points can be placed into stats to increase. Rio 2000. Feats. Uzumaki's Heritage. Kurama's Jinchuriki. Uzumaki Might. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu Mastery. 6 Paths Legacy. 4th Hokage's Legacy/Heritage. Unbelieve Luck/Luck God Bless. Inventory. Fuinjutsu Mastery Rank 1. Skills. Jutsu, Chakra Chains LVL 1.0, Chakra Channeling, Muscles and Limbs, LVL 10.5, Inspection LVL 1.0. Fuinjutsu. Scroll Sealing Technique. Uzumaki Sealing Technique. Weight and Gravity Seals. Upgrading Adamantine Chains. Exploding Tag. Evil Suppression Seal. Evil to Good Replacement Seal. Taijutsu Styles. Kenjutsu Styles. Life. Production. Naruto and Tenten focused on the sounds of kids harassing another as they ran to the location. When they got there, they both noticed a girl sitting on the ground crying while 3 boys were picking on her and throwing dirt at her. Look how is all high and mighty now. For being part of a clan, you are incredibly pathetic. Maybe that is why your mom and dad aren't around to watch you. They don't want a weakling like you. Naruto heard the one boy say. Naruto immediately activated inspection and looked at everyone around them. Gizumaki 6. HP 300/300. LVL 2. STR 2. DX 2. Con 2. INT 2. WIS 2. LUC 6. A civilian kid who was punished recently for embarrassing his parents in front of an Akimichi clan member when the boy and his friends called the man fat. Hiroji Kenshi -6. 350/350. LVL 2. STR 2. DX 2. Con 3. INT 2. WIS 2. LUC 4. A civilian kid who was punished recently for embarrassing his parents in front of an Akimichi clan member when the boy and his friends called the man fat. Zabito Makazan 6. HP 300/300. LVL 2. STR 2. DX 2. Con 2. INT 2. WIS 2. LUC 8. A civilian kid who was punished recently for embarrassing his parents in front of an Akimichi clan member when the boy and his friends called the man fat. Inspection LVL up. Hinata Hyuga 5. HP 400/550. LVL 4. STR 6. Dex 8. Con 3. INT 7. WIS 4. LUC 15. The Hyuga heiress. She is a kind-hearted kid who people pick on because she is less likely to fight back. Tenten. LVL 3. HP 500/500. STR 7. Dex 4. Con 4. INT 5. WIS 5. LUC 8. Angered by the fact that these kids were picking on the poor girl pushed Naruto over the limit. Hey, leave her alone! Naruto yelled as he approached the boys. Oh well, look at this, guys, someone who loves freaks. Well, why don't you stop us? The one kid named Giza said as he went to pick up a stick with the rest of the boys. Bring it on, Naruto said as he picked up a stick as Tenten beside him started to pick up a stick of her own. Emergency quest activated *****. Defeat the kids Gizu, Zabito, and Hiroji with Tenten while protecting Hinata. Quest objectives. 1. Defend Hinata by not allowing her HP to drop even lower. 2. Have Tenten help. 3. Drop the boy's HP down to half. Bonus objective. 1. Disarm boys by using the stick only. 2. Ensure Tenten's HP does not drop below 85%. Failure causes. 1. Hinata hit. 2. Tenten hit and severely injured. 3. You going unconscious. Rewards. Plus 200 EXP. Plus 450 relationship with Hinata Hyuga. Plus 450 relationship with Tenten. Plus 200 relationship with Kurigane and his shop. Increase understanding of Kenjutsu. Increase experience learning Kenjutsu. Failure. 700 relationship with Hyuga clan. Hinata relationship if forever locked. Tenen relationship is forever locked. Minus 400 relationship with Kyuubi. Decrease understanding of Kenjutsu. Cut experience learning Kenjutsu in half. Naruto immediately understood that this was something he needed to do. He wouldn't let someone get bullied if he could help it. This quest just pushed it even further. Looking at his stats for a split second, then made his decision. He decided that no matter what he needed to be stronger and faster, so he decided to use his stats where he felt he needed to. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 6500/500 plus 6000 equals 6500. HP Regen 72 PS. CP 6400/400 plus 6000 equals 6400. CP Regen 48 PS. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 18, Chakra 12. LVL 2 EXP 125/200. STR 6. Dex 6. Con 6. In 4. Wiz 5. Luke. Points remaining, 0. Points can be placed into stats to increase. The instant he put the stats in, Naruto immediately felt stronger. He was able to process what he was seeing. His body felt light compared to what he was just feeling. While Naruto was feeling his new stats, 2 of the boys decided to attack him, while the last one decided to jump at Tenten. Holding his stick, Naruto moved to avoid the boys' attacks and swung his stick at Giz's head. With a crack, the stick snapped in half on his head. Critical hit. Minus 300 HP to Gizu. Due to being a non-lethal hit, the boy is currently unconscious. Dear Kami, Naruto thought as he watched the boy fall down immediately. He hadn't expected his hit to knock the kid out. He looked around to see shocked faces on the other kids around him as Tenten was currently holding Zabito's stick against her own. Zabito was so shocked that Tenten had gotten advantage over it and spin out from the hold, swinging her stick onto Zabito's head. The hit, while effective, did not knock Zabito unconscious like Naruto did to Gizu. This did, however, give Tenten the opportunity to push the kid to the ground and hold the stick at Zabito like a sword to his throat. Meanwhile, after the initial hit, Hiroji became mad at the sight of Gizu knocked out. This kid had hurt his friend, and he was for sure not gonna let this slide. He came swinging at Naruto with a wide sweep, hoping to hit Naruto in the side. Unfortunately for the boy, Naruto was already on the move to make sure he was able to defend himself. Naruto crouched down as Hiroji swung at him to pick up Gizu's stick he had dropped when he went down. In one quick motion, Naruto rolled and swung at Hiroji as he spun around like he had seen in an action movie the orphanage allowed the kids to see. Surprised by the sudden movement, Hiroji attempted to deflect the hit Naruto had used, only for it crack his stick in half, hitting him the side, causing a massive bruise. Hit. Minus 150 HP to Hiroji. Even with the massive bruise forming, Hiroji refused to be made a laughing stock. If he lost to a kid that was smaller than him, and this got out, he would never live it down. Knowing that he had almost no chance in a real fight against Naruto, Hiroji decided he would target Hinata. Hell, with all this I will at least make it so that he could use the girl as a shield, Hiroji thought as he dashed to the scared Hinata. Little did he know though that Naruto was already on his way to defend Hinata in case the boy turned to her. In mid-dash, Naruto saw that Hiroji was heading directly to Hinata. His mind analyzed the distance he needs to make in order to protect Hinata. Realizing that he won't make it in time with the current speed, Naruto channeled his chakra into his limbs, activating his skill. Naruto doubled his current speed. With the new speed, Naruto closed the gap so quickly that when he stopped he slid a couple of centimeters in front of Hinata. Hiroji, seeing this, went into a punch, knowing his plan to use a shield now out the window. He launched a punch, connecting to the back of Naruto's head. Hit minus 50 HP to Naruto, initiating 6-path combat mode. New feature unlocked. 6 Paths Combat Mode. This is a defense feature that will allow the information of your surrounding to flow freely through your mind without being brought down. Other features will unlock as 6 Paths abilities become unlocked. Processing of data plus 50%, 50% defense increase when HP below 50%, 50% damage dealt when HP is below 50%. Naruto, seeing the status update, turned bring the stick around before Hiroji could realize what had happened. The impact of the stick against the boy's ribs caused the stick to smash apart, and cracking Hiroji's ribs in the process. Hit. Minus 175 HP to Hiroji. The screen popped as Hiroji was sent flying across the ground. Now stay down, Naruto thought as he looked at all of the kids. He looked around to make sure Tenten was okay due to not fighting the other boy that was bullying Hinata. He turned to see the last of the boys knocked out and Tenten looking perfectly fine. Naruto activated inspection. Tenten. LVL 4. HP 650/650. STR 8. Dex 5. Con 5. INT 6. WIS 6. LEC 9. Naruto let out a sigh of relief. Everything had turned out well and no one but the boys on the ground seemed hurt. Are you okay? Naruto asked, looking directly at Hinata. Hinata looked at this boy in shock. He had defended her from bullies, protected her from getting hit, and now being kind to her. Looking up at him, Hinata visibly blushed and said, I am fine. Thank you for stopping them. Naruto, looking back at her along with Tenten, said, Of course, it isn't your fault you were born and given what you were given. My name is Naruto, what's yours? I'm Hinata, it's nice to meet you, Naruto. Hinata said as she smiled at him. I'm Tenten, considering the fact that Naruto doesn't want to introduce me as well. Tenten said, smirking at the fact that she got to pick on Naruto. Oh, come on, Tenten, I was going to. I just wanted to make sure she was okay. Naruto complained with a downward facing. At that, Hinata giggled. Well, Hinata, seeing how we were playing before all of this, do you want to play with us? Naruto asked. Hinata thought about it for a moment, before deciding, sure, if that is okay. Excellent, come on, we can have Naruto push you on the swing. Tenten said as she grabbed Hinata's hand and ran to the swings. Meanwhile, Naruto was looking at his status screen. Defeat the kids Gizu, Zabito, and Hiroji with Tenten while protecting Hinata. Completed. Rewards. Plus 200 EXP. Plus 450 relationship with Hinata Hyuga. Plus 450 relationship with Tenten. Plus 200 relationship with Kurigane and his shop. Increase understanding of Kenjutsu. Increase experience learning Kenjutsu. Level up. All debuffs are removed. All HP and CP restored. Fatigue removed. Plus 1 to all stats. Plus 3 free stats. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 6500/500 plus 6000 equals 6500. HP Regen 72 PS. CP 6400/400 plus 6000 equals 6400. CP Regen 48 PS. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 18, Chakra 12. LVL 3 XP 125/400. STR 7. Dex 7. Con 7. In 5. With 6. Luke. Points remaining. 3 points can be placed into stats to increase. While Naruto was glad that everything worked out okay. Looking around at the boys, Naruto sighed and went to follow Tenten and Hinata. He ran up to the swings to see Tenten swinging on it, but Hinata was just sitting there. Hey, do you need a push? Naruto asked as he moved up to come behind Hinata. Sure, just not too high, okay. Hinata quietly said as she was looking down at her feet, while trying to hide the amount of blush she had forming. No problem, just hold on tight. Naruto said as he started to push Hinata on the swing. Little did they know, though, that multiple groups of people were watching what had happened and how the kids were interacting. First was the Hyuga bodyguard, Ko, that was assigned to protect Hinata. He was annoyed that the blonde and blackhead from interfering with the bullying. He had specifically brought Hinata here knowing that the kids who had trouble with the clan privileges would also be here. He had hoped that with her back against the wall he would be able to swoop in and protect her, thus earning the loyalty and crush of the young heiress. Sadly, this was all destroyed by the two kids. His only hope now was that he would be able to get Hinata away from the boy by claiming he was a monster that could severely hurt her. Maybe with the lies he could make up, he would be able to get the girl to his side, and then his place in the main family would be secured. Next was Anko and Kurigane. They had both finished their business and went to check on the kids, knowing that people are well people. They had hoped that with the current guard detail on Naruto, people would back off, but that was wishful thinking. Truthfully, they were shocked to see both Naruto and Tenten take on the three boys from earlier. While Kurigane knew that Tenten could hold off one of the kids with ease, she could have seriously been hurt if all three ganged up on her. Thankfully, Naruto had managed to defeat both of them without much issue, thus making his worry over nothing. Meanwhile, Anko was shocked by Naruto's strength. Hell, he had no prior training and still managed to fight off two boys with ease and protect someone from getting hurt. Anko knew that he was basically a diamond in the rough. With some polishing and shining, Naruto was gonna be a shining star. Anko just hoped he wouldn't forget about her and forget his promise. The last was the Hokage, Hijren. He was watching through his crystal ball in order to make sure everything was taken care of. He sent Umbu to make sure the kids that were hurt were taken to the hospital to get healed, and had their parents called. Truthfully, he was proud of Naruto for defending the Hyuga heiress. With Kurigane's daughter and now Hayashi's daughter becoming friends with him, he hoped Naruto would make friends and be able to stand by the village when they needed him. Hijren loved the village, but what they had done to Naruto truly shook his faith in them. Had he tried to protect Minato's and Kushina's son sooner, maybe this all could have been avoided. He just hoped that he was doing right by what he thought they would think. Turning to the crystal ball, he would continue to watch and have faith in the person that Naruto would eventually become. After about 20 minutes of swinging, Ko had decided he needed to make his move. So, he had walked onto the park walking straight towards Hinata. Lady Hinata, I am sorry for the delay. We must leave at once. It would not be good for you to be seen with this demon, Ko said with spite, hoping to piss Naruto off. Angered by this, Naruto continued to push Hinata for a couple of seconds before turning to Ko. Now why am I considered a demon? Is it because I have the Kyuubi contained inside of me? Are you an expert in seals and sealing arts that is above the 4th Hokage that you think that the seal would be affected? Ko was shocked. How dare this filth belittle him? He was not even a shinobi yet. Ko with spite in his voice, well, how can I not? It is true that I am not an expert in seals, but I had saw what you had done to those boys. You could have killed them. Well, if you saw all what had happened, then why didn't you stop any of it? Why was Hinata being bullied in the first place? Naruto said, turning towards the girls. Seeing their faces, Naruto realized what he had said. Well, I guess the cat is out of the bag. Can you guys not tell anyone? Hinata and Tenten, hearing this exchange, was shocked. They had thought the Kyuubi was killed by the 4th, and that was how the village was saved. For Tenten, this news also came with the revelation of why people at the orphanage were mean to him. To Tenten, it didn't truly matter to her. Naruto was still Naruto to her. Her first friend. A little crush started to form that day. Not that Tenten would ever admit it. For Hinata, it was a different kind of view. Had the news about the Kyuubi truly mattered to her? No, not at all. Naruto was the person who defended her from the bullies and protected her from getting hurt. What's more is that she was shocked to learn that Ko had been there and didn't stop it. That had made what Naruto done even more noble and trustworthy in her opinion. Little did she realize that she was starting to have a crush on Naruto. When she thought about it later, she would become embarrassed, but that was later. Ko, if you were here the entire time, then why didn't you stop those boys? Hinata asked. Ko realized that he messed up. Not only had he just said he something that was technically illegal due to the 3rd Hokage banning it, he had also just basically ruined any chances he had with Hinata. He immediately regretted ever saying anything because the rage Naruto had in his eyes. Next thing he knew was that Naruto launched a flare. Confused as to why Naruto would even do that, that was until he saw 4 Umbu operatives rush to the scene. What seems to be the issue, Naruto? Nico asked with her mask in place. Ko began to sweat. Not only had this kid ruined his plans, he had the chance to call Umbu for help. As he heard the words, Naruto told the Umbu, "Hey Nico. I didn't expect your entire group to come to the call. Sorry everyone, there isn't any danger. I just wanted you to see if you could get Hinata's dad here to watch over her. Also, if you could have Gigi come over." This shinobi decided that he shouldn't help his fellow clan member when she was being harassed and attacked by kids. If Hinata is who he said she is, then he has a lot of explaining to do. Ko knew he was basically done with everything he had hoped to achieve. With Inu hearing this going on, he immediately sent out both Hawk and Raven out. They had been sent to get Hayashi as well as Inoichi. He felt that this was gonna need to be handled quickly, and if any trauma was dealt to the poor girl, they would need a mind expert. With that, Inu went to go get the Hokage, while Nico stayed there. Within 10 minutes, the people requested along with the Umbu were back in the park to hear the full story. With all of the people there, Naruto addressed the men who he didn't know. Before he did though, Kurama stepped in. "Kit, follow what I am gonna tell you. This way it will help get your point across, and these old fools would take your words as a potential threat if they do not follow your word." "Are you sure, Kurama? I trust you, but this Hinata's dad. I don't want to get on his bad side," Naruto thought. "Trust me, follow my words," Kurama told him. With Naruto putting his trust into Kurama, started, "Hello sirs, I am Naruto Uzumaki. I was hoping to talk about a situation that occurred just a little while ago. You see, my friend, Tenten and I were playing in the park when we heard some boys bullying Hinata here. When they didn't want to leave her alone, we were forced to stop them and fought them with sticks. I know, I may have hurt 2 of the boys while Tenten knocked out the other. We did it in defense of ourselves and Hinata here. They are over in the wooded area over there. Now we were back relaxing and becoming friends. This jerk decided to harass us and was even watching Hinata getting attacked without helping at all. As the heir of the Uzumaki clan, I refuse to trust this man with one of my friends. Many were shocked at Naruto's words. Hijrin was proud of the young boy. He was sticking up for a person he just met and became friends with. I doubt he truly knew what he just invoked, which he knew it was the Kyuubi actually telling him. Naruto had just invoked clan protection on Hinata and Tenten. If anything was to happen to them, his clan would immediately take over all previous clans. In one fell swoop, Naruto just trapped the Hyugas from hurting Hinata in any form. If they did, they would forfeit all rights over Hinata. For Hayashi, he was in absolute shock. He basically was put in a path to destruction. The elders had already started pushing to have his youngest become his heir. This was due to the fact that Hinata was already showing her kind heart. This was not what his wish, but his youngest Hanabi, being only 2, had already activated her Byakugan, while Hinata had not, was the main cause. He felt that if he should just let it happen. If he did, Hinata would be safe from all of the elders' influence, and avoid the birdcage seal that would be placed on her. For now, he would have to play this right. In the long run, this would be beneficial to his cause to remove the seal forever. For the Umbu nearby, none were more impacted by his words than Raven and Hawk. Both were from the Uchiha clan. They had known that what Naruto had said would shake the very foundation of the village. Raven, or Itachi Uchiha, recognized the words he just said. He knew in order to keep those claims he needed to be stronger. Well, fortune favors the bold, I suppose. Itachi thought as he looked on at this kid he was going to help train. Hopefully this will be interesting at least. For Hawk, he was thinking something completely different. His grandparents once told him of a time that was of the First Shinobi War. At the time the second Hokage was still alive but slowly passing his prime. Knowing that his time was up as a leader, Tobirama Senju decided to make an heir of his own. So secret this was that no one was aware of who the mother even was. What was discovered by Shirsui's great-grandparents was that second had a girl before all the baby was lost in the ongoing war, not to be heard from. Years later, when his grandparents' cousin was out on a recon mission to the northern part of the fire, he had fallen in love with a girl which, according to his grandparents, was a spitting image of the second. Though this was never confirmed by anyone due to his great-uncle, Saku, being killed shortly after in the Second Shinobi War. What was known was the girl's last name was Namikaze. What happened to her afterwards was not known, but what is known is his great-uncle on his deathbed wished he could see Korea and his son once more. Knowing that Minato, or the fourth, was born around the same time, Shursui had always hoped that it was his cousin. Unfortunately, due to his death, Shursui would never know. He knew the chances was small. In fact, the chances were so small due to the Namikaze clan being destroyed, that he would never know. At least he would hold out hope until his hope was fully destroyed. For he knew, this act Naruto did was nothing short of pride. Kakashi had always prided in putting friends and people you cared about above all. He had wished so many times that Rin, Obito, and his sensei was there to see what he had accomplished. Now with Naruto, he wished they were all there to see the loyalty of sensei's son had to a person who he had just met. With a quick nod to the Hokage, Hayashi stepped forward. Well, lad, if what you are saying is true, then I owe a debt of gratitude. However, if you are lying to us, then what you just stated would severely destroy what remained of your clan. Hokage, would you be so kind? Please allow Inoichi to do the job he was brought here to do so we may put this to rest. With a quick nod from the Hokage, Inoichi walked up to the kids and the genin. Hello kids. I do not want you to be afraid. What I am gonna do is read your minds with my jutsu to allow me look at memories. I promise nothing outside of the events that happened or didn't happen will be looked at. Inoichi said while looking at Naruto. In a panic, Naruto thought, oh no, my skills and everything that happened are gonna be seen. Relax, Kit. I hid what is needed to hide before all this happened. If this man does try, well, let's just say he is gonna be in a world of awakening. Kurama said with a pharaoh-like grin on his face. Naruto sighed in relief. With his system being hidden from memories being seen, Naruto nodded to Inoichi as the others did. He first saw the man walk up in front of Hinata. As she was the victim, Naruto assumed he wanted to get her side of the story first. With that in mind, he watched as the man whispered in her ear, earning a giggle from Hinata, then do specific hand signs. After a few moments, Naruto watched as the man looked like he zoned out, only to then gain a frown. After Inoichi noticed Hinata was back with him, he pulled out a purple flower from a scroll and put it in her hair. He whispered to her again, causing her to blush. Smiling at this, he turned to Tenten. He first started by whispering the same thing he had whispered into Hinata's ear, do not worry. I just want you to think of what happened from your perspective. Then activated his jutsu once again. After a few moments, Inoichi watching the same version of the memories play out again in front of him, he was sure that what the kids said was true. Regardless, he needed to do his job. So, with a strain, he frowned once again, pulling out the jutsu. Repeating what he did to Hinata, he whispered, that was very brave thing you did. and pulled out a red flower from the scroll to put it in the girl's hair. Finally, he turned to the boy he had watched take on two kids older than him with a stick and knock them both unconscious. Inoichi whispered to Naruto, "Alright, so I am going to enter your mind. I just need you to focus on the events that happened. I know about your guest, and do not wish to disturb him." After getting the go-ahead from Naruto, Inoichi activated his jutsu a third time. Inside he found the same memory as before with the girls, but also found the presence watching his every move. Turning to the side, Inoichi came face to face with the monster of everyone's terrors. From the look on Inoichi's face, Kurama couldn't help but start to laugh. Hee, your face is priceless. I imagine you are here because the Hokage has faith in your abilities, yes? Looking at the Kyuubi, Inoichi managed to get a nod, and before asking, "If you are truly in here and semi-free to act, what is going on?" Smirking at the man, Kurama stated, "Which part? The part where Kid defended against the bullies with the other girl, or the fact that he provoked clan protection to his new friends? If it is the first, well, he did surprise even me with his power and determination to protect the poor girl. I feel like he saw part of himself from that night in her look of terror from the boys. Now if you are referring to the clan protection, well, I may have helped out a bit." Inoichi was shocked. "Wait, what do you mean you helped? Do you realize what you just did?" "Of course I do. Do you not think for a second that this was all planned by someone? I can detect malicious intent from others. The stronger the intent, the more of the reason I get. Now get out and make sure you scan the genin's last 3 hours worth of memories," Kurama stated as he pushed Inoichi out of Naruto's mind. At first Inoichi was disorientated. It had been a long time since he was forcefully pushed out of someone's mind. With that said, he looked at Naruto with no malice towards him. The boy did what he had to make sure that Hinata wasn't hurt more. He whispered to the boy, "Good job, lad. The Kyuubi put you in an interesting spot. Grow strong so you can protect those friends you swore on your clan to. If you have any issues, please come see me. I can help with getting your mind organized and getting you ready for the academy. Think about it." With a nod, Naruto watched as the man moved to Ko. At first, he was surprised to see the genin so expertly bound and held. Next, he noticed the snake circling him and wrapped around his arms, preventing him from moving. Looking over at the person holding him, all Inoichi thought, when she makes Chunin, her talents will be wasted if she isn't in some form of the TNI force, then he would personally train her. Hell, Ibiki would be over the moon to have her now with the way she set up, instilling the most fear into a prisoner as possible. With that thought, Inoichi looked at the genin. He wasn't going to be as gentle as he was with the kids if he had found what he thinks he was going to find. Already realizing the shitstorm that was about to happen if he did, he activated his jutsu. Inside he watched the scene play out as he saw before. This time though, he watched as Hinata was sitting on the grass making a grass crown away from everyone when Ko moved away from her. He had purposely moved away to make her an easy target. Watching from Ko's point of view and feeling his emotions of how he was going to make his grandfather proud by not only putting a pathetic heiress in her place as his eventual wife, but also drag down her father from his place as the clan head. Ko could almost imagine it now. Then the scene that he had seen with the others play out. Seen enough, Inoichi decided to dig deeper. It was child's play to go into the recent memories of this piece of filth. As he skimmed the whole day out, he came to a scene in the morning at Ko's family house. His grandfather, Nazashi, an elder on the Hyuga clan council, was with him. "Now Ko, remember the plan. It is your job to ensure that the heiress is further weakened by this outing. I had to pull some favors in to ensure you are the protection detail today. Do not fail your mission. I want to have that fool of a clan head out of his power by the time the girl is out of the academy. If you fail this, do not expect me to come bail you out," Nazashi stated to Ko. "Of course, grandfather. I will make sure to have that pathetic girl wrapped around my finger and head over heels for me by the day is out. I might even be able to play out one of her poor white knight fantasies she has," Ko said as he got up to leave. Seen enough, Inoichi ended the jutsu. Walking over to the Hokage and Hayashi. Activating a small privacy seal, Hijiran had Nico step in with the others protecting outside. Once the seal was activated, Inoichi started, "Well, good news, great news, bad news, and horrible news. First, Naruto's story is the truth. I had seen 4 different versions of the same scene. Great news is Hinata does not seem to be affected by its trauma-wise. Good news is while I was watching the scene I saw she activated her Byakugan as she watched Naruto take the hit that was intended for her. Now before we get to the bad news. Hayashi, how secure is your house?" Caught off guard by this, Hayashi stated, "More secure than when the Kumo ninja took Hinata last year. I have only the most trusted people as my guards and compound. I had the birdcage seal modified on them to only be able to be activated by me. That way they did not fear the other main branch families using it on them. I created it so I could protect Niji the best way I could. It was the least I could have done for my brother." Well, at least you and your youngest are safe for the time being. I feel like your policies for the birdcage seal are causing you to have enemies in your council. As such in Ko's memories, I watched him speaking to his grandfather. This is where it goes bad. This was all set up by the council. They moved Hinata's guard duty to Ko to weaken you and her at the same time. First, they wished to have Hinata injured enough that she would be unable to fully take a strong control over the clan. Next, they planned to have Ko act as a hero and protect Hinata from more harm. Apparently, she has ideas about who she believes that she is destined with. I know your clan is big on the whole destiny thing and how you can change your destiny with effort. But we both know that your council is now using a warped version of that to stop the branch families from bettering themselves. Well, thankfully Hinata did not end up seeing Ko as her knight in shining armor. Though now is where this gets tricky. We already have Naruto's claim of clan protection. I have the mental images to prove that it is currently being triggered. Also, we have Hinata's feeling in this. Naruto is that knight Hinata feels she will eventually be with. It is currently a crush, nothing more for now. But with this trigger he is further pushing towards the knight she sees him as. I leave you with the options. We either trigger the trap more, further endangering your daughter, we immediately activate the clan protection, or we shut down your entire clan basically. Hayashi, the choice is yours to make with the Hokage. Hijirin for the most part was not surprised. He felt the shift for a long while in the youth of the Hyuga clan. He had not wanted to interfere with clan affairs as much as he could avoid. He already had a clan pushing towards anger in the Uchiha. He looked at Hayashi. At that moment he knew he needed to give his advice. Well, I do not see the first option is much of a choice now, is it, Hayashi? We also do not wish to start a civil war with ourselves by culling your clan heads, however much as it will still need to be done slowly. I know it is a difficult choice, but Uzumaki's compound is the safest place right now due to the blood wards that Kushina and Minato created themselves. The seal itself withheld 3 chakra bombs from the Kyuubi without falling. This is your choice, Hayashi, so I will not interfere with the choice but give you the advice. Hayashi was indeed at a crossroad. He had not expected the path of destruction to be here and now. He did not wish for his daughter to be hurt. At the same time, lowering power of the elders on the council would take time. Too much time in his opinion to ensure Hinata's safety. He would need to be swift and decide on his moves from here on out. His negligence had almost cost him his daughter. His wife, Hitomi, would be ashamed of him. She had always said that the elders' actions were causing discord and issues for the clan. She was always able to put them in their place when they tried to cross the line. Oh, how he missed her. He was getting older. With the loss of his brother, and then the loss of his wife, Hayashi knew he was losing allies. He felt that this was to get worse. He had started to find documents that were being decoded that were very incriminating. Was this the reason his daughter was targeted? Was that the elders the reason both 2 of his family members were now dead? He didn't know, but these documents were starting to seem like it. With a heavy sigh, Hayashi said, "We both know that stopping everything from happening is impossible with the current state of my clan. Hokage, if you can ensure that Hinata is taken care of and trained to protect herself, then I will follow your lead. Hinata's protection is top priority right now. I also wish to have Hanabi taken as well. I want my daughters to grow up together as family. If you can do that, then let's proceed with the second option." Taking a smoke from his pipe, Hijirin responded, "Well, the extra person would be no issue. If you wish to see them as well, I can arrange it. I will speak with Naruto about the situation. Yugao is currently in charge of protection of Naruto, but I will have to add her full team to this situation for now. This has become quite a mess. We should proceed quickly and quietly. Nico, get Inu to send Raven and Hawk over to secure Hinata's belonging as well as Hanabi. Hayashi, if you have anyone you trust to have them train your daughters in your clan ways, please send them my way. I will have them examined and if deemed safe will be given access to train them once a week." With that said, the privacy barrier went down. The Umbu currently got to work as the Hokage went to explain everything to Anko and Naruto about the situation. Hayashi went over to Hinata explaining what was happening and why. After a tearful hug and holding his daughter, Hayashi knew his daughter would be okay. He would send his most trusted of the branch family to ensure they were protected. While they were going to learn about their family, he was going to be doing his job. It ensures they came back to a better and whole clan. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 6500/500 plus 6000 equals 6500. HP Regen 72 PS. CP 6400/400 plus 6000 equals 6400. CP Regen 48 PS. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 18, Chakra 12. LVL 3 XP 125/400. STR 7. Dex 7. Con 7. In 5. With 6. Luke? Points remaining, 3 points can be placed into stats to increase. Rio 2000. Feats. Uzumaki's Heritage. Kurama's Jinchuriki. Uzumaki Might. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu Mastery. 6 Paths Legacy. 4th Hokage's Legacy/Heritage. Unbelieved Luck/Luck God Bless. Inventory. Fuinjutsu Mastery Rank 1. 6 Paths Combat Mode. Skills. Jutsu, Chakra Chains LVL 1.0, Chakra Channeling, Muscles and Limbs, LVL 1.0.5, Inspection LVL 1.0. Fuinjutsu. Scroll Sealing Technique. Uzumaki Sealing Technique. Weight and Gravity Seals. Upgrading Adamantine Chains. Exploding Tag. Evil Suppression Seal. Evil to Good Replacement Seal. Taijutsu Styles. Kenjutsu Styles. Life. Production. So jutsu names, I will be using English names. I know, but I have a hard time finding names easily. It will make it easier on me and allow me to make chapters quicker. ***. Naruto found himself waking up in his room with a smile on his face. Today was his first day of official training. Over the last couple of days had been a whirlwind of action for the Uzumaki compound. The group of people Naruto met after the incident was honestly the interesting group he had met. First, once the meeting was finished with the Hokage, Hayashi, and Inoichi, they immediately sent everyone into action. With Hayashi going with Inu to grab Hanabi, Hinata's clothes and supplies, and his loyal people. At first, they had seemed like they had escaped notice as Hayashi pulled all the people out of their situation. Little did he know that spies were everywhere, even in his own compound. He barely gotten them out with Inu, before the elders of the Hyuga clan had come in. What had ensued was heard throughout the Hyuga compound. No one knows what happened in that time. What is known is the elders were severely pissed and were placed under house arrest by Hayashi. Once Inu dropped off the Hyugas at the Uzumaki compound, Naruto got to meet Hanabi, Neji, and Neji's mother Himikari. The most social of the group was Neji's mom Himikari. Upon seeing that it was all younger kids and shinobi in the house, she immediately took charge and assigned roles, chores, and times food was to be eaten as a family. Going against her was not a good idea, and Naruto found out the hard way when he decided he was gonna goof off and not do his chores. Next was Neji. He was quiet and severely shut in. What Naruto found out was that he wasn't always like this, but with his father's death had changed him. Naruto finally, after 2 days of bothering the boy, got him to open up and finally got him time to talk to his uncle about what truly happened. With that, Neji started to open up and even became friends with him, and Tenten. Last was Hanabi. Hanabi seemed, at least to Naruto, like a lonely girl. She seemed distant, and at the age of 3 that did not seem like it was a good thing to him. She at least started to open up around the end of the week when Naruto, Hinata, Tenten, Neji, and Ino were playing a game of ninja tag and invited her outside. While outside, she finally smiled and ran around like a little kid she was, even helping Hinata and Ino making flower crowns for each other. Speaking of Ino, she just showed up with her father one day. 2 days after the incident with the boys, Inoichi showed up to make sure Hinata was okay and mentally not impacted by the bullying. At the time, he had brought Ino with so she could make more friends her age. At first, Ino was annoyed to be made to come with when she could have just as easily gone and hung out with Sakura. But throughout the day, she slowly opened up to both Hinata and Naruto. Hinata for the fact they both enjoyed flowers and trying on different clothes to play dress up. It may or may not have been Naruto and a friend-based quest. He may have let out that he helped Hinata with some bullies and how she liked making flower crowns for friends. Next thing he knew, Ino immediately took Hinata under her wing, so to speak. He still remembers what she told them. "Well, I am glad you beat them up, Naruto. Honestly, people who bully each other are the worst. Who picks on people because they are different? Come on, Hinata. We have to show everyone how amazing and pretty you truly are. That way they will regret ever making fun of you." And with that, Hinata and Ino became big friends. Though that didn't stop them from making sure Naruto was taken care of. They consistently included him and forced him to be a clothing dummy for the girls to make sure what went with what. Even though he hated having to pull different clothes he had just gotten on with different pants, it was worth it to see Hinata and Ino's laughing and enjoying each other company. The Moon Eye Princess and the Mountain Flower. Objective: ensure Hinata and Ino become friends. Rewards: plus 300 relationship Ino, plus 200 relationship Hinata, plus 150 relationship with Inoichi. After Naruto got up, did his daily exercises, which increased after a week of actively doing the quest had gotten Naruto quite a bit. Naruto had risked the items gained twice in the last week, and although nothing too special, got some nice bit of pocket change, getting 500 Ryo and 300 Ryo. Though for the most part he had put the rewards into gaining stat points and EXP due to his rewards from quests seeming random of what he might get. He hoped without putting any stats into anything he would be ready for his training today, but just in case he can always put the points in where needed. So, with that thought, Naruto got out of the shower and headed to breakfast. Once he had eaten and cleaned the dishes as his chore for the day, he turned to Yugao. With a sigh, she looked at the eager boy. Knowing that her fellow Anbu were already outside and waiting, she looked at him and said, "All right, let's go. Anyone who wants to train with us, please come with." With that, Naruto walked outside to meet his new trainers. The first three were wearing their Anbu clothes without their masks. First was a man with silver hair. He had a cut across left eye and a mask covering his mouth and nose. The next was a teenage with black long hair and black eyes. He seemed to be calculating everything around him. The final was a man somewhere between the both in age. He also had black eye, but his black hair was short and spiked up. His eyes seemed to be focused on Naruto with an intense stare. Finally, was a man with a bowl haircut and wearing a green spandex suit. With that being said, Naruto was extremely excited. Naruto walked with Yugao bouncing on his toes. "Hi everyone. I am so excited to finally start. I am gonna become the strongest ever," Naruto said while he was practically jumping off the ground. "Well, I guess before we get to all of that, introductions are needed. I am Kakashi, or Inu when I am on duty. Next to me is Kakashi started before was interrupted. I am the man who has ensures the flames of youth are never extinguished. The green beast of the Konoha. The one, the only Might Guy." Might Guy flared, hoping to show his new student his power and prove how awesome he truly is. Naruto just stared at him in amazement. How powerful did his teacher need to be in order to get a nickname like that? He knew his mom and dad had amazing nicknames. If this is one of his teachers, he couldn't wait until his next one. Glaring at Guy, "I guess I will go next. I am Itachi, or Raven, with my mask," Itachi said, being calm as possible as he looked at Shursui. With a sigh, "I'm Shursui, or Hawk. Nice to meet you, Naruto," Shursui finished saying with a smile. Had the Hokage not requested Itachi and him to be part of this training, they wouldn't be here right now. Naruto, smiling at all the people around him, said, "Nice to meet you all, senseis. I hope to live up to your expectations. Now, while I have you all here for the first day, let's go over the schedule the Hokage created. Each instructor was picked for a specific reason and will be doing a small demonstration of why they were chosen for what they are going to teach," Yugao said. With a mild amount of interest to see Naruto's reaction, Yugao continued. "So besides today, this will be the schedule we will be following. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday you will be training in the morning with Guy. He will be your taijutsu instructor. While he is a little hardcore about some things, I expect you to follow his training." Guy walked over to the training dummy that was in place for him. He had brought this dummy over himself due to it being heavily reinforced to be able to withstand his taijutsu. With a quick stance, Guy launched himself at the dummy. Within a second, Guy had launched a kick calling out Leaf Whirlwind, splitting the metal-surrounded dummy in half. "This is but a fraction of what I aim to have you learn. I plan on having you become proficient in all forms of taijutsu that I can teach," Guy said, looking at Naruto with his signature smile and pose. Naruto looked at Guy to give him a nod, showing that he will do whatever he thought was necessary, as Yugao continued with the next part of the schedule. "Right, continuing on. Next, after lunch on those days, you will have ninja gear and reflex training with Itachi. He was one of the best, if not the best, in training reflexes and using what is around him to an advantage." Itachi walked up to the training field's mini obstacle course. This course was a mini version of the Anbu training course. In a short while, he activated his Sharingan and started to launch multiple kunai and shuriken at the speed Naruto almost missed. Each had found their mark, but Itachi did not wait to find out. He was proceeding through the course, dodging multiple traps, including tripped wires that launched shuriken, a hidden pitfall that had wooden spikes, and a rope trap that would ensnare your leg, causing you to be a sitting target, all the while launching shuriken and kunai at targets as soon as they appeared near him. Within 30 seconds, Itachi was finished with the course without a scratch. 28.21 seconds. "You're slipping, Itachi," Shursui said as he was joking with his fellow Uchiha. "Had to slow down in order for Naruto to actually see what I was doing," Itachi commented as he was looking at Naruto. Naruto smiled. He was barely able to see what Itachi was even doing, let alone try to watch the kunai and shuriken land in spots they were heading. Naruto looked at Itachi, determined to be able to follow his movements. No one noticed except Shursui that Naruto's eyes started to change before reverting back to his normal blue. He was gonna have to see what that was about. Following dinner on those days will be your free times. Yugao continued. I expect you to relax or read up on your history and study. I will not have you continue to train during these times. I expect you to be using that time to not strain yourself. Naruto nodded at Yugao restrictions. He understood it. This would allow any normal person's body time to heal and repair any damage the physical exertion of the day would bring. Now Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday in the morning you will have your jutsu class here with Kakashi. Kakashi here has learned over 100 jutsu, so this will allow him to train whatever natural affinities you have. Yugo said as she nodded to Kakashi. Kakashi did a short demonstration of 4 out of the 5 elements. First, he created an earth wall calling out earth style. Mud wall. He then proceeded to use fire style. Fireball launching at his wall causing the fire to become trapped next in the wall barrier. Next, he used water style. Great flood having water come from his mouth to rush the wall, smothering the fire and starting to break the wall. Finally, he finished with lightning style. Lightning ball, which created little orbs of lightning surrounding Kakashi. He then launched the balls into the water and wall, causing the water to start to steam and the earth wall to finally break apart. Naruto watched Kakashi in shock. This was his first time seeing any jutsu as much as he could remember anyways. If all his teachers were powerhouses, he couldn't wait. Then after lunch, you will meet up with Shursui for genjutsu training. Shursui here has pushed the limits of his Sharingan, allowing him to be the perfect trainer for this. Yugao stated as Naruto turned to Shursui with shining eyes. Shursui activated his Sharingan and started to use hidden sight and sound genjutsu on the surrounding area. This would basically cause Naruto to be unable to see him or his teachers, and any outside noise would be muted. He wanted to create a space where he would be able to see if Naruto did have something special with his eyes. He had noticed that whenever his teachers were starting to do something to show him, his eyes would start to darken and become purplish. With this, he hoped to push to see if it was something. Naruto was at a loss. He wasn't expecting to be so easily put under genjutsu. This was bad and he knew it. He needed to figure out how to break it, and quick. Not that he felt danger, no, he wanted to prove that he was capable. Then he heard a voice that he hadn't heard since he got his ability. Pour chakra into your eyes, then use them to push your chakra to release the genjutsu. The 6 of the pad said in Naruto's mind. Trusting in those words, Naruto used his chakra channeling into his eyes. Immediately the effect was shown to Naruto. His eyesight immediately cleared, seeing where the ripples were in his sensory prison. He immediately pushed his chakra into the ripples, hoping this was what the 6 meant. With that done, he immediately dispersed the surrounding genjutsu, and his senses returned back to me. Congrats on taking another step. New feature unlocked. Kekkei Genkai. This feature allows you to monitor your Kekkei Genkai you have unlocked. With your Identify skill at a higher rank, you can see if others have Kekkei Genkais. Sharingan unlocked. Due to your heritage, your Sharingan has been altered to Uzumaki Sharingan. Uzumaki Sharingan, one Tomo Sharingan that can be activated by sending chakra to your eyes. Due to your Uzumaki's heritage feature heightening your chakra amount, your eyes become oversensitive and increases your eyesight and ability to see chakra. Increase abilities as it evolves, 500 CP to activate, 5 CP per second to maintain. Everyone looked at Naruto in shock. No one had expected him to be able to release a Chunin-level genjutsu. What had really shocked and made both the Uchihas and Kakashi both excited and freak out was the unique Sharingan Naruto had. Shursui immediately knew where it had come from. He was excited to see the abilities and the possibilities of getting the Uchiha out of their current plans. He looked over at Itachi, and with a nod they both agreed on the same thing. This was big. For Itachi, his thoughts were, can he use this knowledge to change his family and clan? That was a thought for later once he talks to Shursui. His father was currently part of the group who is pushing for rebellion. He finally saw hope for his clan. Well, this was unexpected. We might have another prodigy on our hands at Kakashi? Guy said, nudging Kakashi. Kakashi snapping out of stupor, right? Well, let's start with training. Yugao, if you will. Right. So on Sunday, you will be training with me in Kenjutsu after breakfast. Then finally you will be training in Fuinjutsu with the Hokage, or your other teach when he shows up. Yugao explained, knowing full well how much she dislikes Jiraiya and his ways. And so, training began. Today Naruto learned why they were his trainers. He first trained in minor taijutsu with Guy. While he didn't learn any form per se, he started his strength training to allow him to withstand the later stages of his training. While training, Naruto ended up having to use his chakra flow to enhance his muscles to allow him to lift a certain weight, earning the approval of Guy. He ended up setting him on weight training regimen that would not hinder his growth but increase the strength of his muscles gradually on their own. Next, he learned to properly handle kunai and shuriken by Itachi. His aim was absolutely bad due to him outrunning the targets he was aiming at. When it was time to get all the kunai from the targets, Itachi found they were gone, and Naruto had to explain the return seal he found that was left by his parents. Itachi didn't even know about this seal, which upon quick inspection of them nodded his approval of the items. Afterwards, Kakashi had him use chakra paper to find his affinities. That is where things got more interesting when he found out that he had all 5 affinities, with wind and lightning being his strongest, followed by fire and water, which clashed for more dominance in his chakra, then finally earth, being sturdy with its base, allowing him to easily handle the jutsus and train in them. Kakashi just hummed at him not being allowed to take him by surprise this time by Naruto's abilities. After lunch, which they had actually took him out to a ramen restaurant, which according to Kakashi, who fessed up to actually being his dad's student when he was a genin, and Yugao that his parents went out on date nights there quite often. It was then Naruto found his all-time favorite food, ramen. Tuchi Ichiraku and his daughter Aya must have been sent from the heavens themselves according to Naruto. Naruto ended up leaving some of his own money as a tip after eating 3 bowls himself. While he was eating, Naruto became friends with both of the father and daughter duo. He promised to come as often as he was allowed, but a look from Yugao showed it wasn't going to be as often as he would have liked. Regardless, the Tuchi just laughed as said that any customer that ate with the amount of love he did was always welcome back. After lunch, Naruto got to work with Shursui on honing his genjutsu. While doing this, the rest of the group started to wonder. How did Naruto activate a Sharingan? It shouldn't have been possible without some Uchiha genes. After some discussion among Guy, Kakashi, Itachi, and Yugao, they concluded it had to be Minato's side due to Kushina being a pure Uzumaki. Who was Minato's parents? Shursui had Naruto activate his Sharingan to start working on honing his genjutsu through it. Though it was difficult to maintain his eyes at first, watching Shursui make the flow of chakra into genjutsu was awe-inspiring. Shursui explained that his eyes allow him to manipulate his chakra to create illusions. When your eyes become stronger, they will allow you to create stronger illusions. We will work on your eyes' strength more now instead of actually learning genjutsu, Shursui explained. After his session of trying to strengthen his eyes with Shursui, was finally his time with Yugao. At first, Naruto was not sure how this was going to go. The first thing he saw was Yugao pull her own blade out. Before he freaked out, Yugao turned the blade towards him. "This is my blade, Naruto. It is my best friend and my closest companion. My first lesson for you is this is not a toy. Respect the blade and it will be the strongest weapon you have in your arsenal. We wish to have you learn. Disrespect it, and it can become yours and your friend's greatest foe," Yugao explained as she held out the handle out to him. Looking at the blade, Naruto put his hand out to grip the blade. "Good, now, I am going to let go of the blade. I want you to feel the weight. That weight is customized for me to be able to do what I need to do. I do not take joy in using the blade to end a life, and the weight allows me to feel that. I never wish for you to take joy in killing with a blade. You must never allow yourself to enjoy killing with a sword. To do so will take away the weight you feel when using it," Yugao explained as she released the weight to Naruto. Naruto, feeling the full weight of the blade, marveled at it. The blade was about 86 centimeters with a wave hammer going through the entire length. The blade itself was a straight edge with simple hilt guard. The blade was meant to be used in smooth motions. After a few moments, Naruto was awkward to try to hand back the blade. The blade was almost as big as him, and multiple times the blade had dipped towards the ground. Naruto had to use his full strength to maintain the height he was holding it at. With a sigh, Yugao grabbed her sword before it hit the ground. With a flick of her hand, Yugao produced one of the scrolls containing training gear for Naruto. Inside was a training bakken. "We will be using this until we build up enough of your strength, and you master the beginner movements," Yugao explained as she handed Naruto the bakken. Over the next hour, Yugao helped Naruto with his handling of the bakken. Meanwhile, with the others there training him were monitoring his progress. To many of them it was more in curiosity of something special Naruto was going to do. By the end, though, most were disappointed that he had just followed Yugao's instructions and didn't perform any super feats that he had shown previously. With training done for the day and tomorrow being Monday, the group dismissed with Naruto saying he would see Guy in the morning. At dinner, Naruto happily explained to the Hyugas about his new trainers and how each of them displayed amazing feats. While this was going, Itachi and Shursui met up in the Umbu training ground. They both knew what was about to be discussed and what it could mean. "So, let's air this all out. Our new trainee unlocked the Sharingan," Itachi stated as he looked at his older friend. "Question is, what do we do about this information?" From what I can see, Naruto was just as surprised as we were when it happened. "It is not like we can stop the clan alone, but we might be able to change our elders and your father's mind if there is another clan with the Sharingan in play," This is risky, Itachi. Shursui said, flaring the Mangekyo Sharingan. This might progress worse than we thought, and I might have to use my eyes. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. We know someone is already manipulating all of this in the background. Even the Hokage knows this. Itachi said, looking around with his own Sharingan. Come off it, Itachi. We both know Danzo is causing most of the internal strife. He has been trying to cause this to happen for far too long. Let's hope the Hokage can stop him from interfering more, Shursui said as he started to walk to the Uchiha clan compound. Later that night, Itachi sat down with his family for dinner for the first time in a while due to his Anbu duties. His brother was ecstatic to have him home, had non-stop asked him questions about his missions. Looking at his brother, Itachi said, smiling at him, "You know I can't talk about all the missions, Sasuke. Though I do have off on Tuesday. Let's hang out and see how your training is progressing, shall we?" "You mean it? That would be awesome. Dad has been harping on me to train more or I am never gonna be as good as you. But with you helping I will finally get his approval of what I have learned," Sasuke exclaimed excitedly. Why is Dad pushing Sasuke so much? It is because I achieved so much that he expects it from him now? Itachi thought as his mother walked in with food. "Come on, boys, let's eat. Your father will be with us shortly. The meeting with the elders is almost done," his mother said as she placed the food on the table. Shortly after they had started eating, his father walked in and sat down. Almost immediately Itachi could feel the tension in the air. It had been some time since he saw his father, Fugaku, and his mother, Mikoto. Upon sitting down, Fugaku immediately stated, "Looks like our son has finally graced us with his presence." "Dear, we just sat down, can we not do this now?" Mikoto pleaded, looking at her husband to both of her sons. "It is all right, mother. I was away on multiple missions recently, so I was unable to return," Itachi stated, looking down at his food, slowly eating it. "Tell me, what news do you have on what is going on in the rest of the village? I heard a rumor the demon brat was attacked," Fugaku said, looking at his oldest. Looking at his mother, trying to convey something to her. Itachi knew how much she hated that name for her best friend's son. Hell, she had tried to get him out of the orphanage multiple times and adopt him as her own. The Hokage had stopped it due to the internal strife going on, which Itachi had seen his mother crying multiple nights about. It is true, Naruto was attacked but recovered. He is currently being protected and trained to defend himself. I am one of his instructors for now, Itachi stated, not giving away too much precious information but enough to have his father not suspect him. A lot of good that will do him. The boy is useless just like his parents were, Fugaku stated as he had a bitter hatred with Minato due wanting the Hokage spot for himself. What he had said though had an unprofound effect on the room though. Mikoto looked murderous at her husband. He knew she was friends with Kushina before her passing. For Sasuke it had given him a sense of superiority. I mean, if father thinks they were worthless then the boy must be terrible no matter how much he gets trained. He thought as if it was the most common sense thing in the world. I mean, after all, the Uchiha are the strongest out of all the clans. For Itachi, it was hard to keep a straight face. He had to wait until at least his brother was out of the room to try to convince his father to put aside his foolish plans. With that thought, Itachi finished his food, but as he got up his father said, "Wait in my office. I expect a further report on what training this boy is going to have." Itachi just nodded and walked out of the room to the office. After a few minutes, he heard the footsteps of his father and mother approaching the room. He had a feeling his report would lead to an argument between them. His father truly had no tact in his words. Though once the door opened, he saw his mother huff off down the hallway looking like she was about to destroy half the compound just by her looks. He had always wondered how she got her fiery temper. When growing up he knew all Uchihas were trained to control their emotions. Once his father sat down he gestured to Itachi, stating, "Continue your report, what else have you learned?" Itachi, looking out the window, said, "The Hyuga heiresses are currently at a secure location due to internal strife. The other clans are currently building up their young clan members to entire the academy next year." "And the demon brat? Who is training him? Where is he staying? How strong is he?" Fugaku asked. "Well, here goes nothing," Itachi thought as he stated, "The boy is being trained by my fellow Anbu members including my Guy. Currently I am aware of myself, Shursui, Kakashi, Guy, and Yugao training him. That might change in the upcoming months with us going out on missions. As for how strong he is, it is hard to say. He survived a brutal beating which would have killed most, and surprised us all by breaking out of Shursui's genjutsu." "What? How did he break out of that?" Fugaku yelled as he knew nothing lower than Jounin could break out of Shursui's genjutsu easily. "That is because he unlocked his first tomo of a Sharingan," Itachi stated, looking blankly at his father. After several long moments of silence, Fugaka stated something with enough venom in his voice that caused even Itachi's eyes to widen. How is this possible? It must be false. That demon cannot be allowed to have our gift. Itachi, I want you to observe him. Figure out how it is possible. And when the time comes, I want you to lead him to his death. I must prepare for this, but I want that brat dead. It was at that moment Itachi knew there was no hope for saving his clan. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 350 plus 4000 equals 4350, HP Regen 128 PS. CP 400 plus 4000 equals 4400, CP Regen 96 PS. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 32, Chakra 24. LVL 20/200. STR 8. Dex 8. Con 8. Int 6. Wiz 5. Luke. Points remaining, 12 points can be placed into stats to increase. Rio 101,800. Feats. Uzumaki's Heritage. Kurama's Jinchuriki. Uzumaki Might. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu Mastery. Six Paths Legacy. Fourth Hokage's Legacy/Heritage. Unbelieved Luck/Luck God Bless. Inventory. Fuinjutsu Mastery Rank 1. Six Paths Combat Mode. Natural Affinities, gives higher learning on. Kekkei Genkai Uzumaki Sharingan 1 Tomo. Skills, Inspection LVL 140%. Jutsu, Chakra Chains LVL 10%. 100 CP, 20 CP PS. Chakra Channeling, Muscles and Limbs, LVL 1, 30%. 100 CP, 15 CP PS. Fire Release LVL 1, 0.2%. 20 CP. Water Release LVL 1, 0.2%. 20 CP. Earth Release LVL 1, 0.2%. 40 CP. Lightning Release LVL 1, 0.2%. 10 CP. Wind Release LVL 1, 0.2%. 10 CP. Fuinjutsu. Scroll Sealing Technique. Uzumaki Sealing Technique. Weight and Gravity Seals. Upgrading Adamantine Chains. Exploding Tag. Evil Suppression Seal. Evil to Good Replacement Seal. Taijutsu Styles. Kenjutsu Styles. Life. Production. So, I realized the stats were hard to read last chapter, so I tried to fix them a bit for this chapter. Also forgot about the amount of he got from his item collecting, so I fixed it in this chapter. Did I realize I basically made Naruto a millionaire if the conversion to USD was made? Absolutely not, but whatever. For those that do not know, it is 200 Rio for about $12, so yeah. Some things that need to be updated in the quest log, so that is where this will be coming in. Currently, because of completing quests with Enko, Naruto has plus 70% increase to Fuinjutsu learning. For Kenjutsu, because of last quest to about the fight, plus 20% EXP increase to Kenjutsu learning. For ninjutsu, his natural affinities allows him to learn elemental-based jutsu quicker, plus 30% to wind/lightning, plus 20% fire/water, and plus 10% to earth. Naruto woke up with a smile on his face. Today he was going out and having fun with his friends. Over the past 6 months he made friends with a few more people as a result of Ino's dad bring his friends over to help the small group of kids become more acquainted. The first month after he started his training with his senseis, Naruto was relaxing due to his Fuinjutsu teach still not arriving and Gigi being stuck working. This was the first of many times that he had an off day over the last 6 months, but that is to be expected when the Hokage is busy. So instead of his normal training like always, Yugao decided that they would have a get-together. This is where Naruto met Shikamaru and Choji. First month. Naruto walked around his compound full of excitement. He was going to have more friends. Hinata, Tenten, Ino, Hanabi, and Niji were great, though he wished to have more his age. Niji at this point acted like the Hokage in his straight-to-the-point attitude, which would always seem to have them butting heads. Not that they hated each other, far from it. It was just one of those things that each of our personalities clashed so much. Tenten was great. Once she found out that Yugao was trained by his mom, Kushina, she immediately got stars in her eyes. She honestly was great, but with her as well as Niji starting the Shinobi Academy 2 weeks ago, he hardly got to see her. Hanabi was still a mystery to him as his six paths ability. She was often quiet unless someone from her family was there. Then there was Hinata and Ino. Oh, how much can people change in a short amount of time? Ino for the most part stayed her same strong personality. She started to have shy moments now that she started hanging out with him more often. It was Hinata though that changed the most. Since he made friends with Ino, Hinata seemed to become even more shy towards him. He was having a hard time talking to her at times. He had no idea what was going on, but hopefully everything will be fine. With that being said though, he couldn't wait to meet the new boys. Around noon, Naruto saw Anko get up to get the compound gate to allow our guests in. The main reason for the party to happen at the Uzumaki compound was because Yugao and Anko did not want to risk Naruto being attacked. Naruto watched the parents and adults greeting each other. Naruto looked curiously at the boys. Shikamaru was a kid that just looked like he got woken up from a nap. He had his eyes still closed as he yawned loudly. It was a miracle that his hair was actually done, though more like pulled back into a pointy ponytail much like his dad's. Then there was Choji. The young boy looked slightly overweight due to eating too much. He, much like his parents, had spiky brown hair. He seemed nervous because he was munching on a bag of chips very quickly. Not wanting to be rude, Naruto walked over to the boys. "Hi, I am Naruto. Come on, let's go meet the rest of the kids," Naruto said as they pulled the boys away over to where the rest of the kids were. While Naruto was introducing the rest of the kids to Shikamaru and Choji, the parents were discussing what Itachi had found. "I explained to the Hokage already, Fugaku wants Naruto dead. As some of you know, I was placed as an umbu to spy on the village, but I have been doing the opposite for the village. I needed to give my father enough information to not suspect me. That unfortunately means Naruto unlocking the Sharingan," Itachi explained to the group. The group's hope was bringing in the greatest minds of the clans. That was Shikaku and his wife Yoshino Nara. They were part of the Recon and Spy Division in the Third War that had allowed Konoha to gain the upper hand in almost all fights they came across. This had earned the husband and wife the nicknames the Hidden Shadow and the Oracle. After looking at the info they had, Shikaku was the first to speak. "So, we are looking at an assassination attempt on a clan heir. From what I can tell, Fugaku wouldn't send his own clan members into this. Too much details would be recognized if he did. No, he would most likely use someone outside the village. How many connections does your father have? We can look at recent missing Nin activities around his connections outside the village," Yoshino said. "What we truly need is a plan to protect the young boy. We know once he gets into the academy he will be a sitting target. We need to spring a trap earlier than normal. That way it would be on our terms," Inoichi said, seeing where this plan was going. "We know that Fugaku does not know about us being part of the security detail. What we can do is give it time, get all the information, and we will have to have these meetings more often," Shursui stated, as it was obvious that they didn't have enough information. "I agree. Hopefully the kids are getting along," Choza said, hugging his wife Azula. "Oh, I am sure they are just fine," Azula said as she looked over at the children running around play ninja with each other. Once the kids had become friends, they ended up hanging out at least once a week. Slowly the group came closer, and with Tenten and Niji they were viewed as the next generation. After the second week of the next month, Naruto had his first Fuinjutsu class. While he started hanging out and spending time with Anko, he wanted to get to the 9th mastery of Fuinjutsu as quickly as possible. That way he could use the good and evil replacement seal to destroy the curse of the heavenly seal. When he first sits down with the Hokage, he was beyond excited. He first walked in with paper and calligraphy set. "Naruto, this training is going to be the most difficult you are going to do. Most seals and Fuinjutsu are an extension of your writing. What we are going to do today is practicing writing. I will be teaching you how your brush will be but an extension of your arm. Much like Yugao is teaching you." In the next couple of hours learned calligraphy and started his basic Fuinjutsu. Production skill unlocked. Calligraphy. This is an art where using a brush and ink to make words be in a form of art. At higher levels the art might take in your meaning of the words while others look at it. LVL 1, 0%. Due to his bonuses to Fuinjutsu and Fuinjutsu-based trainings, his calligraphy and his Fuinjutsu skyrocketed. He couldn't wait to talk to Anko about it. Calligraphy LVL 1 to 3, 5%. Your calligraphy is starting to feeling and emotion. Fuinjutsu Mastery Rank 1 to 4, 1%. Unlocked Fuinjutsu Yin/Yang Extreme Strengthening Seal Mastery Rank 6. The seal allows you to use your natural Yin and Yang energies to strengthen your powers. Putting this seal on your body can induce extreme pain similar to the opening the 8 gates formation release. Naruto felt happy. He had moved almost halfway toward where he needed be to help Anko. He couldn't wait to tell her. After his Fuinjutsu training was Kenjutsu training. Yugao had finally allowed him start learning her sword style. Over the last month Naruto had slowly mastered the basic sword style, allow him get the understanding of how to handle a real blade. As Naruto walked onto the training yard, he found Yugao already waiting. Naruto, it is time for you to learn the first form dance of the crescent moon. This is the first form your mother taught me. Yugao explained as she slowly got up to start showing the sword forms. Sensei, before we start, can we talk about my mom? It seems like you were close to her. I was hoping I could learn about her and you, Naruto stated as he looked at Yugao. Feeling conflicted about talking about herself. Was there a time that she would have wanted a friend and even to fall in love? Sure, but that was before duty and honor came in. Her sensei always said that she was extremely happy when talking to Minato. So maybe she could start being friends with Naruto. Well, what do you want to know? I only know some things about your mom. Mainly how she was around others and how she was as a person, Yugao explained. Well, I guess we start how I started, we all my friends. What's your likes and dislikes, how is your family, and what do you do for fun? Naruto asked. So Yugao started explaining herself. She first started with her with likes. The thing was, she found it simple to talk to him. He laughed and smiled with her when she made jokes. It felt like she was talking to her sensei all over again. She ended up laughing along with Naruto as she told Naruto a story of a time her and his mother got their haircut. His mother was so pissed at the time because she thought his father wouldn't love her anymore. When the time came, Minato just sighed and told her he loved her no matter what. It was one of the few times I have ever seen your mom break down and cry. She was a very strong woman, even wanted to become Hokage. Yugao explained as she sat with Naruto. Then that is gonna be my goal. I am gonna become Hokage. That way I can protect everyone I care about, Naruto said, loudly proclaim. Well, if you want to become Hokage, then we have to train you to be the best. Come on, we need teach you the dance of the crescent moon, Yugao said as she got ready to teach him the new Kenjutsu style. The Moonlight Blade Objectives, 1 and 3. Rewards. Kenjutsu, Dance of the Crescent Moon. Yugao Relationship plus 125. Plus 50 EXP. Yugao Relationship plus 125. Understanding of a Kenjutsu Master. Increased training speed of Kenjutsu-based skills. Plus 50% EXP gain. Additional quest unlocked. New quest, Hidden Blade Pact. Objective. Find your mom's hidden treasury in the compound with Yugao. Find hashtag DKG carat asterisk percent hashtag underscore hashtag asterisk. Unlock access to dollar asterisk percent J carat asterisk hashtag dollar. Rewards hidden. That night Naruto talked to Anko about what he learned. So, Anko, I learned a couple of Fuinjutsu from Gigi. I am thinking by the time I am a genin I will have enough knowledge to try to help you, Naruto said, smiling at his goofy dango-loving teacher. In the last month they had both come to happy friendship. Ah, for love of Kami. Can't we get the actual Fuinjutsu trainer? I know the Hokage can teach you well enough, but it doesn't seem like it isn't fair to you, Anko stated as she grabbed some dangos. Who knows? But at least we will have a chance soonish. Once I become a master at Fuinjutsu, I will remove that curse from you, Naruto said. I know, that's what I appreciate about you. You always seem to keep your word. He'll look at your friends. Hinata wouldn't be half as outgoing as she is if you didn't do what you did, Anko stated while leaning on Naruto's shoulder. They had stayed like that throughout the night, chatting and all the while talking about their dreams. Month 3 brought something new for Naruto. His training with Kakashi was starting to advance towards actually learning jutsu. His first lesson after learning more about his affinities was about the 3 main jutsu that would allow him to pass the academy. After the first 2 months of testing his abilities, Naruto learned all but the clone jutsu. Try as he might, and no matter how much Kakashi pushed him to get it to work, nothing seemed to happen. Frustrated and seemingly feeling defeated, Naruto took towards the only person he could complain about it towards, Hijirin. Over the last couple of weeks Naruto slowly started to open up to the Hokage about his training. It seemed so frustrating to him that he couldn't even get down. Naruto, tell me how it feels when you start pushing for creating the clone, Hijirin asked. Quest alert, understanding your power. Objective, figure out why you cannot use the clone jutsu. Reward. Hidden jutsu unlock. Plus 75 EXP. Naruto wasn't surprised by the pop-up anymore. It seemed like almost everything he did recently with training popped them up. First it was with Guy Sensei, where he was first learning the art of taijutsu basics. The reward had been great with him starting to learn the leaf gate taijutsu style. While he knew because of Kurama he would never be able to actually unlock the gates fully, due to preventative measures placed in the system, it had given him a bonus to learning other taijutsu styles once mastered. Then it was when he was training with Kakashi. While the most difficult due to having to bring up his affinities. While working on Kakashi it popped up. It was while Kakashi was inspecting his wind release. It seems you are progressing well. I want to wait a bit more before I start teaching you some more of the jutsu. Honestly, I am surprised how much you progressed. Give it additional time, I will teach you some jutsu, Kakashi said. That was about 2 weeks ago when completed the quest. Naruto learned lightning style, lightning ball and wind style, air bullet. Thankfully it was the two affinities he was able to learn quickly. After, it was Shursui that the quest popped up at. He still hadn't completed this one, but it was mainly due to not being activate a second tomo in his eye. Well Naruto, in order to teach you more I need you to activate the second tomo in your Sharingan. We will have to keep practicing your Sharingan for now, Shursui said as he looking at the progress Naruto made. Finally, Itachi had a quest related to him. When the quest popped up nothing was shown about it except for the failure. To Naruto though it was not an option to fail. So, Naruto, what is the most important thing to you? Itachi asked curiously, watching Naruto continue to increase his speed. I guess it would be my friends. They are the closest thing to having a family I have ever had, Naruto said looking grim as the quest popped up. Family is good to protect Naruto, but do not let it blind you into falling into a dark path. Be the light that keeps everyone safe and on the right path, Itachi explained as he dismissed Naruto for the rest of the day. For what Naruto didn't know was that Itachi's family was straying a very dark path. Itachi was going to have to decide soon on his path, which would lead to many dead one way or another. Quest alert: understanding your power. Objective: figure out why you cannot use the clone jutsu. Reward: hidden jutsu unlock. Plus 75 EXP. Naruto blinked again. He was so lost in his train of thought that he didn't realize Hijirin was taking to him. Sorry Gigi, what did you say? I got sidetracked in my thoughts. Naruto partially lied. It is okay my boy. What I was wondering is how does the jutsu feel when you try to use it? Does it feel like it too hard? Hijirin asked, already assuming the issue. It feels like I am trying to push something through a tight tube. It doesn't seem to work at all, Naruto explained as he was pondering why. Well, it seems to me like you are pushing too much chakra into the jutsu, Hijirin stated. I wonder if it is because of his lineage or is it because of the Kyuubi? Hijirin thought. What can I do about that, Gigi? It isn't like I can control the amount of chakra I have, Naruto complained. His training in chakra control has been going almost as poorly as learning the clone jutsu. If we can't fix the amount you are using, then how about we use one that requires more? Hijirin explained. He was hoping this would be perfect for the boy. It was only meant to be used by extreme chakra holders anyways. Listen, the technique I am going to teach you dates back to before the leaf. This technique at the time was created by the second Hokage and the Uzumaki clan to help with reconnaissance. I am allowing you to learn this under the assumption that you will not teach this to anyone else. It can chakra exhaust someone and kill them if it is used by a low chakra pool, Hijirin warned as he pulled out a scroll. Once the scroll was opened to the technique meant for him to learn, Hijirin explained, this technique is called the Shadow Clone Jutsu. This and not your regular clone jutsu, which is not physically there. This technique allows the user to make an actual clone of yourself that has its own thought process. The best course for this technique was used in war times where the user would send in a clone to gather information. Other than being safer than going in yourself, why would you use it? If it gets caught, the information would be lost anyways, wouldn't it? Naruto asked, pondering information he was already given. Well, that is because of the second function is memory transfer. It allows the user to learn the information gained from the clone when it dissipates, Hijirin explained. Wait, does that count as training too? Naruto asked, super excited about the idea of having a quicker way to learn. Now that you say that, it does, Hijirin said, scratching his chin. Wait, Gigi, do you know how to use the jutsu? Naruto asked. Of course I do. Most jounin can, Hijirin said. Then why don't you use it to help with paperwork and stuff like that? Naruto asked, like it was the most logical thing in the world. It was at that moment he completed the quest, and the Hokage known as the Professor was outsmarted by a 5-year-old. Weeks went by for Naruto, unknown about the threat on his life slowly drawing closer. The adults finally pinpointed who would most likely be the person to attack Naruto from the contacts that Itachi brought them. With the mezzanine being found close by and a random passenger of a recently brought in being suspicious, they knew the time was most likely very soon. Knowing that the trap had to be triggered or this ninja could deal serious damage, Shui volunteered to tell Naruto about a trip to an actual training ground. Him and Naruto had become close to each other in the time of training. So much so that he was starting to see Naruto as a little brother. Not wanting him to be on complete alert, Shui suggested an outing with his friends. Out for the first time in weeks, Naruto, Hinata, and Neji went out to go around the village with the other kids. He was shocked that Yugao had let him out on his own, but knowing her, she probably had someone watching them just in case. So, with that, the group went out to play at a local park near the Uzumaki compound. Unknown to them though was two other groups, a two of female Uchiha, Izumi and Naori, sent there as sacrificial lambs by their elders, and a missing nin known as Takiyo. After about 2 hours of playing, with Shikamaru laying down watching clouds, the kids decided to have relax on the jungle gym. At the time, Izumi was riding the swings while Naori sat a bench. Naori was confused as to why they were both sent here specifically. She had been a ninja for roughly 4 months now, and never had such a weird mission. First, her and her team had started doing the boring D-ranked missions every genin gets forced to do. Being the youngest in her group by about a year didn't help with her team's coordination at all. How was it her fault that she was allowed to graduate a year earlier than normal? It wasn't that she bribed and cheated her way through. She had worked hard and proved it, even though many thought it was because of her unlocking her Sharingan. No, Naori would prove that she was worthy of it. Which is why when someone put in a request to have her team watch Izumi while she played in the park, she thought it was weird. Weird in the sense that Izumi wasn't part of the main branch of Uchiha. Hell, if it wasn't for the fact that she was friends with Itachi before he went and became a Chunin, most would have just ignored her. Well, to hell with her teammates, though the ungrateful jerks saw this as an opportunity to leave her with all the work again. Even her sensei, Kasa Uchiha, left the job to her. Her only question was, why was Izumi so important? Izumi was having the time of her life. Being from a lower part of the Uchiha clan, she never had the opportunity to be out and about. Maybe she would find friends. When the clan demanded she have an escort, she was confused. Did someone like her enough in the higher-ups to think she was important? Maybe it was Itachi. He had been her friend before the whole clan interfered, but he still came by from time to talk to her. He was the closest thing she had to a family. Her parents had died in the Kyubi attack when she was 3 years old. Never the one to be down, though Izumi took it in stride. She was just a little lonely in her place. That was when she saw the other kids there already at the park. Wanting to become friends with them, Izumi slowly slid her way over to the group. She was hoping to hear what they were saying. That was when she noticed a small boy staring at her. His eyes were the most crystal clear blue she had ever seen. Naruto first noticed the two people walking into the park. Always wary of new people due to some unfortunate incidents while he was out and about with Anko, left Naruto very cautious. He turned to watch the younger of the two girls slowly work her way over to his friend group. He looked into her eyes the same moment she looked in his. He saw the loneliness he had felt the first 5 years of his life. "Hey, do you want to come hang out and play with us?" Naruto shouted, getting the attention of the rest of the kids. As they all stared at her, Izumi grew nervous. What was she supposed to do? What was she supposed to say? All that went out the window when the young boy with the blue eyes and a young girl with white eyes grabbed her hand and pulled her to the group. "I'm sorry about this. It is how Naruto is. He saw someone lonely and he can't help himself." Hinata whispered to the girl as she slowly walked with her to the group. "I'm Hinata, by the way." Izumi looked at her. How did they know she was lonely? Well, it is impolite not to introduce herself. "I'm Izumi. Nice to meet you," Izumi said, slowly being dragged by Naruto. "Hey guys, is it okay if she joins us? She seems lonely," Naruto said excitedly. It wasn't every day he made new friends. "Sure, I don't mind," Shikamaru said, yawning while he was taking in his surroundings. "Heck yeah, another girl. Now we won't be outnumbered so much. It is a shame Sakura couldn't come," Ino said as she took Naruto's place, dragging the girl up on the jungle gym. "I am sure Neji and I won't mind. It will be nice to have a fellow academy member join us," Tenten said, recognizing the girl from a grade above them. "Of course not, we should all get along," Neji said, as if it was a neat and orderly fashioned thing to deal with. "Oh, come on, lighten up, Neji. Name's Naruto," Naruto said while having a full grin. Izumi said, shying up to the group. After a brief round of introductions, the group started hanging out and just overall being kids. Little did they know that danger was lurking just outside the park. Naruto Uzumaki, Sage of the Six Paths, chosen successor. HP 29050, HP Regen 1458 PS. CP 28700, CP Regan 1080 PS. Fatigue 0, Mitigation Physical 364.5, Chakra 270. LVL 5 300 divided by 1600 E times P. STR 27. Dex 32. Con 27. In 20. Whiz 23. Luke. Points remaining, 138 points can be placed into stats to increase. Rio 104,800. Feats. Uzumaki's Heritage. Karama's Jinchuriki. Uzumaki Might. Uzumaki Fuinjutsu Mastery. 6 Paths Legacy. 4th Hokage's Legacy / Heritage. Unbelieved Luck / Luck God Bless. Inventory. Fuinjutsu Mastery Rank 4. 6 Paths Combat Mode. Kekkei Genkai Uzumaki Sharingan 1 Tomo. Skills, Inspection LVL 40%. Jutsu, plus 30% EXP to wind / lightning, plus 20% water / fire, plus 10% earth. Chakra Chains LVL 3, 50%. 90 CP, 18 CPPS. Chakra Channeling, Muscles and Limbs, LVL 4, 30%. 80 CP, 12 CPPS, 35% increase to Dex and STR. Fire Release LVL 3, 17.7%. 20 CP. Water Release LVL 3, 40.2%. 20 CP. Earth Release LVL 2, 1.5%. 40 CP. Lightning Release LVL 4, 15.6%. 10 CP. Wind Release LVL 5, 25.2%. 10 CP. Air Bullet LVL 2, 10%. 175 CP. Lightning Ball LVL 1, 85%. 250 CP. Shadow Clone Jutsu LVL 2, 25%. 800 CP per clone. Transformation Jutsu LVL 6, 35%. 10 CP per detail change. Body Flicker LVL 2, 2.1%. 100 CP. Substitution LVL 4, 20.5%. 10 CP per difference in weight of object. Fuinjutsu, plus 70% Fuinjutsu EXP. Scroll Sealing Technique. Uzumaki Sealing Technique. Weight and Gravity Seals. Upgrading Adamantine Chains. Exploding Tag. Evil Suppression Seal. Evil to Good Replacement Seal. Yin / Yang Extreme Strengthening Seal. Taijutsu Styles. Academy Base Style LVL 7, 20%. Leaf Gate Formation Style LVL 1, 35%. Kenjutsu Styles, Increase Understanding of Kenjutsu, plus 70% increase to Kenjutsu EXP. Basic Form LVL 7 EXP, 25%. Dance of the Crescent Moon, LVL 2 EXP, 3%. Production, Calligraphy, LVL, 3 EXP, 5%. Things went immediate chaos for Naori. First it seemed like her fellow Uchiha seemed to be making friends that she never seemed to make when she was in the clan. Then next thing she noticed was the blonde boy pulled Izumi down as a lightning-charged zipped past them overhead. She immediately jumped into action to protect the kids from an unknown attacker. She activated her Sharingan ready to fight. Naruto was enjoying his time with everyone. Bringing Izumi was great. Once she got out of her shell, she was fiery as the rest. She joked, made people laugh, and even gave Hinata a hug for her help in bringing her in. That all changed when he felt a massive killing intent sent their way. He was so shocked that he immediately felt the attack coming. As he was pulling Izumi down, he watched a man jump from a tree. Skill unlocked, Killing Intent Detection LVL 1, Passive, the ability to detect killing intent directed towards you and your area. This will passively allow you to resist the overwhelming effects from stronger killing intent. LVL 1 LVL 6, 0.7%, due to amount of killing intent felt throughout your life. Why do I always have the worst luck? Naruto thought as he watched the man coming towards them. Quest Update, Survival of the Sharingan. Due to immediate threat, Itachi has been making sure you have enough power to survive until backup arrives. Objectives: survive for 5 minutes against opposing foe. Ensure the safety of your friends. Ensure safety of Uchihas. Optional: defeat foe. Optional: copy jutsu the assassin uses. Rewards: max relationship for Ino, Tenten, Shikamaru, Choji, Hinata, Izumi, Niji. 2500 EXP. 5 hidden jutsu. Plus 450 relationship with Inoichi/Yamanaka clan, Shikaka/Nara clan, Kurigane, Kurama, Choza/Akimichi clan, Hayashi/Hyuga clan, Kurama, Kakashi, Hijirin. Failure. Death of friends. Death. Hatred by entire village. Good luck. Well, fuck, Naruto thought, knowing if Yugao or Himikari heard his thoughts he would be cleaning the dishes for the next year. Naruto looked to the side and saw a timer activated. He got up and activated his Sharingan and inspection. Tsukiyo LVL 40. HP 32,000/32,000. CP 17240/18,000. STR? Dex? Con? Int? Whiz? Luck? Jutsu? Taijutsu? Fuinjutsu? Skill? Feats? Well, it could be worse, Naruto supposed. The man was strong but not his sensei levels. He needed to protect everyone. So, with a gamble, Naruto shouted, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Spawning 15 clones. CP 16, 700/28700. To see the shock on the man's face was worth the chakra drain in Naruto's opinion. Knowing that he needed to keep up the pressure, going through the hand signs with each of the clones shouting lightning style, lightning balls sprouting hundreds of lightning balls around the area. CP 5450/28700. To his friends, Naruto was showing an amazing display in the face of someone almost killed him. Most wanted to help, but due to only just starting their training with their parents only 2 months prior, for most it was too much of a risk. The only two that were able to cast jutsu were Naruto and Naori. Naori activated her Sharingan as well within the Shadow Clone's spawn. While she wasn't sure if they could win, she would be damned if she would go down easy. This was the same feeling most of the kids had as they all got ready to fight. Izumi, who was the most shocked out of the group. She had one moment been playing and enjoying her time, and next she almost died. If it wasn't for Naruto, she would literally be laying in a pool of her own blood with a hole in her chest. This traumatic experience had been a fortune of good luck had she survived this. Her Sharingan was unlocked but unstable. Looking around for an opening, Tsukiyo dashed in, hoping to catch the brats off guard. What he wasn't expecting was a Naruto clone to move almost as fast as him. All he felt was a clone smashing into him. Before he could stop the momentum, he felt an electric shock as he was pushed into one of the lightning balls. Feeling the shock, Tsukiyo turned to throw another kunai, but before he could be hit with the 200 lightning balls smashing him, sending electric current throughout his entire body. Tsukiyo hit -4,500 HP. HP remaining 27500/32,000. Meanwhile, Naruto was not wasting time. His clones were already grabbing the kids to get them out of the area while Naruto was focusing on keeping the enemy in place. With his Sharingan, he hoped to catch the enemy's next move, but a split-second pop of 3 of his clones distracted him. He turned to where the clones used to be to find a very pissed-off Tsukiyo. You little fucking brat. I was paid to kill you, but now it will be that much sweeter, Tsukiyo said as he started hand signs. Once you are dead, I am going after your friends and family. Jutsu Art, Shadow Sword. Naruto watched as Tsukiyo pulled a blade from his own shadow. Memorizing the chakra flow and the hand signs, Naruto was confident he could use the jutsu. He even heard the ping from the system but was too focused on the enemy to look at it. It was almost guaranteed that if he didn't keep track of him he would die. Thankfully, he managed to get the remaining of his friends out of the area. He watched as Tsukiyo, full gripping the blade, done playing around, launched his attack. Tsukiyo being a smart man in his opinion. Hell, he was able to escape from the stone for Yami's sake. So, when he saw the boy who was his main target ready to fight, and with his extra remaining 5 clones, he knew it wasn't something he could fight unless he did something. So logically it was to go after the girl with him. He knew just from looking at her that this was her first real fight. Her shaky legs, her slightly unbalanced stance, an easy target. So, before he attacked he needed to distract the boy. With an evil grin, he launched his plan. Naori, while not the strongest, knew that she had to try to help. If she could even do a single fireball to hurt the man would be worth it. What she didn't expect was in a matter of seconds a shadow of the man before him engaging the boy she heard named Naruto, or at least his clones, and the man in front of her launching himself directly at her, bringing his sword down. His speed is too fast, Naori thought as her eyes allowed her to see him coming, but her body couldn't keep up. Cursing, she knew she couldn't move in time, when the next thing she knew she was replaced with Naruto. Naruto didn't know what came over him. First, he watched as the man attacked him with a shadow. His shadow clones were having a difficult time with the clone when he saw him going for the girl near him. He couldn't let it happen, as just as she was about to get hit, he used the replacement jutsu, taking the hit for her. All Naruto felt was the immense pain from his eyebrow through his cheek and across his chest. He knew he had dodged enough that the attack wasn't fatal, but he knew he lost his eye. He felt so foolish. He kept all those stat points thinking that he wouldn't need them until after he became a ninja. Now he was close to dying because he wasn't better prepared. Cursing his own stupidity, looking at his stats that remain, things weren't looking good. HP 4000/29050. CP 1000/28700. I guess the blade activated something that caused his chakra to be almost completely drained. Naruto thought, not really able to look at his stats or his abilities currently. He only had one eye right now. His eyesight was enhanced in it, but that didn't mean anything with only one eye. Naruto thought, sorry Kurama, I messed up. It looks like this is it. Nonsense. I refuse to allow you to lose. Kurama yelled from the seal as he started to push massive amounts of chakra into Naruto's system. Tsukiyo had an evil glee on his face. His plan worked. The brat was almost dead right in front of him. Now that his pride was damaged, it was more personal. Just as he was about to raise his shadow blade to finish the boy, he watched as blood-red chakra started to pulse out of the boy. Fearful, he went to swing the blade down. Naori screamed as she watched this boy get cut by the assassin's shadow blade. He had taken the hit for her. He was going to die for her. A stranger to him. She watched in horror as the assassin raised his blade when red chakra started to pour out of the boy. She remembered the night the Kyuubi, she remembered the blood-red fox, and how much its chakra felt. Surprisingly, the chakra she felt while the same was not violent and malevolent as it was when she watched the fox in the past. She felt like it was a guardian of sorts. Like it was meant to protect who the boy wanted to protect and severely harm his enemies. She watched as before the blade could hit the boy, a red chakra-based claw sprang up and shattering the black blade. She will never forget the sudden movement of a second claw launched directly into the chest of the assassin. Tsukiyo looked down at his chest. The chakra claws felt so solid into his chest. As the claw slowly came back out, Tsukiyo looked at claw, noticing it was holding something. That was the last thing he saw as his vision blacked. Naruto was not in full control of himself. He felt feral and strong. Though he couldn't see in his left eye, his senses were increased to a degree that he could hear someone's heartbeat. Slowly dropping the still beating heart of the man in front of him, Naruto turned to the girl. Her heart was beating so fast. It was a thrill to him to incite the fear she felt. He felt so powerful. Suddenly he heard movement. People were coming fast. He needed to protect this girl in front of him from others. Naruto did the only thing he thought he could do. So, this would be the worst of what be seen in recent times for the Hokage. After getting the reports in from multiple people on the scene, it made sense. There was a massive uproar over multiple things. Naruto unlocking the Kyuubi chakra was the main cause of concern. It didn't matter to the fools on the civilian council that he saved multiple clan heirs and heiresses. It didn't matter that he killed a B-rank missing ninja from the stone. All that mattered to the people was that he used it. He now had Umbu guards on him day and night. The civilians wanted him executed or banished